I think that's so.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Season 2 of Hollowness Without Time, Episode 1.
Applause.
We're going with episodes now. Yes, applause.
Go applause.
Don't max my audio, you fuck. I am lowering the audio leveling now.
Stop.
I have the ability to kill all of you at this table. I don't think you want that. I do.
In character or in real life? Actually, both.
Depends. So what's
What's the
I'm
secret
talking
whispering?
about killing Ace.
okay? We're gonna go around the table and do our character introductions for this new season.
I'm Gabriel, and I'll be playing Riken.
I'm right.
What? Your character introduction.
Weird.
What?
Your whole
Basic
character.
info.
Oh, whole character. That's what we're doing. Fine.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so I'll be playing Riken. He is a cleric. He's a good boy.
Physical descriptions given. Image.
Okay, so he is a cricket, and he has very, very thick thighs, and mostly his lower leg,
Wait, what?
or his like calf, is like very, very large. And height-wise, he's not very tall when he's just normally around, but whenever he's attending to his duties, he stands at his full height, and is comparatively sized to Bert. He's fairly tall, whatever that would be in this measurement.
I think if we were gonna go with
We have got
comparing
one
it to
thick
feet,
boy on our hands.
comparing it to
Sorry.
feet, you would be about 7 feet fully
Oh.
extended and 5 feet unextended.
Fine. He is practicing cleric, having issues with finding out where he wants or where he needs to be at this current moment. He's confused.
Okay, that's about what we're looking for.
I'm Riley, and I'll be playing Bert.
Who is he?
Bird is a
Bert is a trader mantis who is, in his previous, I guess at this point, previous life, was a combat medic, mostly in the Underdark. He is very tall. He's nearly 7 feet. If we're transferring lengths to this world,
No, you'd be transferring lengths.
he's got big meaty claws. He hits people with very well.
Personality wise, what is Bert like?
Bert is very empathetic to pretty much everything, unless he's mad. He
So you're empathetic.
also-
What's your kill count?
At least one.
if we're talking like fully
Think-
conscious being, I think maybe one.
Yeah, remember when he killed one of God's creatures?
You've killed a lot of things.
But fully conscious.
It's like living creatures that can feel and move.
Yeah.
That's what.
He's still
You're still harming
defends
the creature.
himself.
Yes. Anyways.
when he feel he needs.
Yeah,
to.
yeah, I know. I'm just making sure we're on the same page. What empathetic means.
Hi, I'm Ace and I'm playing Caleb. Caleb is a moth. He's the second tallest boy.
Also a bit racist.
We'll get to that.
Look to
Basic
the
character information.
He was one of the captains in the royal guard at the Asamarian Kingdom. I still don't know what the name is. I need to find out.
The kingdom. We know.
It's
Yeah,
It's the
it's
kingdom
King-
trademark.
The trademark kingdom or something.
It's the kingdom of trademarks.
We
If
didn't
you
create
wanna-
lore for the
If you
world
want to
we
know
had
his
before.
kill count before he came to this world, it was well over 50.
No, that was just to make fun of Bert.
Oh.
What's defining aspect about Caleb? Like something you look at them and you remember.
My first thought was cheese.
That's not a physical aspect of you.
I know.
something,
What?
something cool.
He's a cereal mascot.
No. Not a physical attribute.
Corn mascot.
Then he's.
Oh.
What does your character look like?
Oh, he is tall with black hair, which is kind of.
A moth.
He's a
Oh, the
moth.
moth.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, the character you're playing, the moth.
You know, yeah, you know
Do I? Okay. Caleb the Moth is about 6 foot tall, usually flying above the ground another foot, so they are at level with the other tall beings of the group. They have a white fur coat, thin white wings that also are a little bit fluffy. We learned last season, very flammable. Their head is quite stout, and it's gray. Their eyes have a soft yellow amber tone.
You know Caleb more than me, and that's not nice.
They're your character. You gave me these descriptions.
No, you did those did great.
No, I gave you a moth.
Okay.
You made the moth who they are.
That is true. That is how that works.
It was just a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
Okay.
why we're doing this, is so that everyone remembers who their character is.
Yeah.
Rikeki.
Yes, my turn. Musker, I'm playing Kiki. You know her as the assassin, tiefling, which makes me a rose wasp in this funny little world. I have an anxiety disorder. I lost my best friend to a fireball.
You have another best friend.
I have another best friend who's like a minor level higher being, so like demigod. That's a good word for it. Demigod. I have a new best friend that's a demigod, and
Technically, you have
apparently
two friends
my
that are
sibling.
demigods.
That is true. That's now. You have two friends that are demigods.
Two friends that are demigods. What did I just say that I lost?
Best friend.
Well, I have best friends.
Physical features?
Oh yeah.
Oh, physical features. I look like a rose wasp.
For people that might not have seen a very specific
Okay,
type
it's like
of bug
fluffy,
before.
I think.
Damn.
Colors, maybe?
Well, I don't know what a rose wasp looks like.
I'm getting you
Gonna
a
be honest.
picture.
We have a picture.
To be fair, we haven't.
Silks
They're
is
about-
down.
They're about.
No lie. Everyone's done.
You're about
Okay.
You're about 4 foot.
I'm like 4 feet tall.
They're the
They
shortest.
could punt you.
No, because their best friend is the shortest.
Yes.
Well, like in the party.
In the
Silks
party.
can sit on. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the party, I'm the shortest.
Haha, shorty.
I'm pretty standardly built.
Yes.
So like 4 foot, you know.
A rose wasp is also a deep maroon shade. The bug.
Oh, but the color doesn't matter because everything is dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like underneath all my clothes now.
Yeah.
You don't even need to wear clothes when you're a bug, but
They do
I-
have like
ev-
sashes.
yeah, if you look like under
They wear
the
clothes.
what clothing is on a bug, you can imagine that. It's just like black and inky. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's my character description.
That's pretty great.
Oh wait, one more thing.
Mhm.
Aspiring barista. Okay,
Yes.
now I'm done.
Okay. Cool.
Wait, hold on. I have to interrupt you. Okay, continue.
Thank you, man.
Good job. 10 out of 10 interruption.
So, did we want to move forward a bit in time, or do we want to leave? Right.
It's up to you guys, but also we haven't introduced ourselves.
I know, but I was gonna work into that. But yeah, we can. My name is Ashton.
I'm Peyton.
We
Or Bug.
are the DMs.
Yeah.
Peyton is the manager of the story and plot, along with a lot of character contrivances and
I'll do it later.
special elements regarding the world. I am the adventure DM. I manage NPCs and stat rolls and the numerical, more physical aspects of the world.
He's the
So
one who,
basically-
when it comes down to it, gets to fucking kill us.
Yeah, so it's
But-
basically I make the bullshit and he uses it.
Yes.
Yep.
You make the gun, you give him the gun.
I'm like, alright, so I have made this perfect gun. Shoot.
Yes. Or if you want it another way, I get
Shoot
to
us.
kill you. They determine how you die.
Yeah. It's pretty fun,
That's
actually.
great. Perfect. Okay.
Anywho, besides all of
He
that,
gets to fuck with us.
yeah, morbid. This.
Yeah.
I think we'll go to a day after the funeral.
Cool.
Just a little bit of a. So actually, if you want to hold long rest,
Bert puts an M wrong.
yes. Oh
Yes,
yes,
we have an
absolutely.
emblem.
There is a by in front. We'll go through what every character has done in this day since in order. So we'll start with, I guess, our technically currently unknown named Cricket. I guess you could tell if you like how you would write. So just say, what did you do in that since the end of the funeral to
Okay.
now?
So I know that at least one of the people in this group that I am currently around was best friends with the corpse that I just laid to rest. So
That's me.
I'm gonna be avoiding them and letting them kind of mourn. I will kind of, for probably like a couple hours after the funeral rite is used, I will be praying off to the side, kind of away from everyone else, giving them time to themselves. I don't know them, they don't know me, so I'm kind of respecting the loss. And I will just kind of pray and try and get in contact with my God, because I haven't heard from her in the 6 days that I've been here, and it's making me uncomfortable.
You should roll religion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, roll. So, how many times in that day span do you think they would try praying, like separately try praying?
He's gonna pray for 2 hours straight.
2 hours straight. Okay.
Straight. Just
Okay, roll 2 separate religion rolls.
16. Let me just check. And 18 was my roll. Plus 2, so the first one's an 18. That one's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I would say, you don't get a message. You don't. Obviously, you're. There's a part of you that knows that you're separate. You're in no better ways alone right now, but you do get a feeling. It's a sense of mystery. But you think that could be coming from yourself, just where you are. But you also get this, like, tinge of, like, I would say rightful or righteous work that needs to be done. There is something here. You're needed here. You were put here for a reason. You can't talk to your God, but you know that if you were to be able to ask them, you would get the feeling that this was supposed to happen.
Okay.
You are needed here for some reason.
After my praying, I will kind of get up and I will head back to the surface. I'll head back out and go up the well and search for any other corpses.
Any other remains?
And if I spot any more remains, I don't know, but I would cast decompose and lay them.
Separately. Okay. Just because of, so you go back out to Dirtmouth, correct?
Yes.
I would say give me a investigation with, I get an investigation plus proficiency because you're doing it with, you're looking specifically for dead bodies.
Oh, that's not fucking good. That's a 9.
A 9. I'm going to make it so that you find the corpses up here because it's like your job, but it takes a while. You straight up, it is hours, like searching around here, and even with like your cricket jump moving around, you can't you can cricket jump over an empty space, but then you don't know if there was a corpse there, so you'd have to go back and check again. But so you're just kind of hopping around the town of Dirtmouth, looking and looking and looking and looking. And it's exhausting. Your legs start feeling like they're going to fall off. Like you're still getting accustomed to this new body. Like almost 6.5 days. That's not enough to fully accustom yourself. So you're still you're using this. You're lurching forward. You're getting the hang of it, but it's still taking a while. And Dirtmouth is dark. It is desolate. It's windy. It's sand everywhere. It is a rough search. But by the end, you do you get to the cliff face, the watered cliffs, where you saw those kind of the tents have now blown away at this point, but this is when you remember where this was. There's still the mist has faded even more so now, but you can still see that there is like out of the corner of your eye, there's a little red mist over there. There's some over there by like the corner of the cliff. Just little bits and pieces, and you see a crater. Like as you walk closer to the cliff face, you see a round border along the ground that goes up and over like the cliff face, and so it's very large. Like you can see the stone, like a layer of it was just like stripped off. It's just slightly lighter for this whole thing. And you would find at the center of those two, you'd find 2 corpses. Or what you'd believe to be with your, I'm assuming you could assume. You would find very small, rotund, again, it's hard to tell what species things are here because they're not exactly analog to back in your world, but you can tell that this is some sort of flying creature. And then just you don't find a body for the next one. You just find like physical remains. Like you find maybe an artifact, a crystal, and a handbag.
I'll go to the first creature that actually has a corpse, and I will cast Decompose on it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of move it off to the side so it's in a flat area.
Yeah.
Lay it flat. I will. So am I able to tell that there was once something here? Like there's just the items that the person was carrying.
Yeah, that's you infer there's a body that is missing here. Like you whatever did this, like again whatever took off this layer of rock. You're not super smart, but you can tell visually. It's just
What happened?
there's this area of stone is brighter than the rest of it, and something would have happened.
Okay. I'm going to. So there's a handbag.
There's a handbag and a couple of other minor possessions.
Okay. I will pick up the bag. Is there any kind of
There's a latch on it. Yeah.
Would I recognize it?
You wouldn't.
Wouldn't?
You would reckon. Are you asking if
I
your
recognize
character would?
It's my character would. If this is Dromber's bag, I recognize it.
Okay, then. Well, Dromvir's possessions were not teleported in exact from the world, so it would be different. But if they were to open,
if you open the bag
and read the notes, they would know it's Dromvir.
I'm going to reach in and I'm going to recognize the ornate notebook as the notebook that I gifted to him 30 years prior.
Yep.
And I'm going to leave it closed, put it back in the bag, put the bag over, and then I'm going to gather up all his possessions.
So I would say you find a couple of charred discs and a crystal you would recognize. I would say it's not a hollow crystal, like a thin hollow crystal about the size of just like a corn cob is the best thing I can think of, but just like it's handful sized, and it's double terminated, and it's that kind of shape, and it is cracked and gray translucent.
So it has a gray coloration to it?
It's got a gray coloration and it's translucent.
Does it look like it has been broken?
Yes, it does.
Off of a larger crystal?
Off of a larger crystal, no. It looks like it is just a small crystal.
Okay, cool. I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out the missing poster for Drombear, and I'm going to crumple it up and put it in my other pocket.
Then take it out, crumple it up, put it in the pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will grab. So
I will also say, you are immensely tired. You're probably going to have to come back and find some place to sleep. Probably down at the caves, I would assume.
I'm going to. So there's no corpse. smell identifiable thing that would be a corpse?
Nothing that is corpse-like in the nature. You just find the bag.
Okay. I'm going to. I'm going to kind of sit down in the crater, and I'll rest there.
Okay. Give me a rest there.
Can Bert do something real quick?
We're gonna actually, we're gonna leave him resting, and that's for the rest of his day. And we're gonna move to Bert. We're cutting back to straight after the funeral. What are you doing
So
for the day?
Bert picks up a random rock off the ground, and he's like, okay, this is a nice sturdy rock. This will last for a while. And he carves the letter M on it and places it on top of the boat's corpse. And then he suddenly remembers, holy shit, where's Gigi?
Oh
Oh
God!
I didn't
Gigi
even
was
think of-
too far away for you to have really affected her at all. Because she's literally so far away from everyone.
So Bert is gonna panic, immediately run back up the well,
Cool.
and then go to where Gigi
Straight
Yeah.
to Gigi.
straight to Gigi.
One moment. I'm going to roll to see. Cool. Mila's there too.
Oh, thank God.
She and Mila are actually
They're having
playing.
tea.
They're having tea, but it's just hot water. Gigi's has a rancid egg in it. It's just floating. They're and they're just talking, and Mila turns and is like, "Oh hi!" Like obviously not having known what's going on, and Gigi's just like,
And Bert's like that. Holy shit! Thank God. Okay.
"Who's gone?"
Jesus.
Which one?
No,
Which one? Which one?
Don't matter. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Tea, and she holds up her really gross-looking rancid egg teacup.
Bert takes it. Gladly sips it.
Roll a
How much?
constitution.
Wait, no. How much do you drink?
Like takes a sip.
You take a sip. Okay, that's one Constitution save.
One.
Big
Please succeed. Please succeed.
Fail, you
Please
instantly
succeed.
die.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
19.
fine. You're fine. It tastes
He's
really
like-
bad, but you're able to go.
Bert loves it.
Yes. You're like, ooh. He's just like,
I gotta get this with some dirt, man.
shit's good.
He gets past the initial thing and just chugs it down.
Do you put dirt in it before you drink it?
Missing a die.
Sprinkle a little bit of
Takes up some.
You have a pouch of dirt on you.
You do.
That's special
That's
magic dirt.
dust.
Yeah.
That is bug dust.
Magical bug dirt.
You weren't told it was bug dirt.
You were told it was bug dirt. Or, I just told him that it was magical dirt.
You,
I actually just told
You
Bert it was
just-
magic dirt,
Mm-hmm.
and you failed, and you were like, "Oh yeah, magical dirt."
Takes up the dirt. Sprinkles it in. Drombeer hasn't come back in like a day. No, not even a day. It's like in a couple hours.
Yeah.
At this
Cheers.
point,
Can you drink it? Take 3 more Constitution saving throws.
Oh my God.
7.
These are all
Chug,
DC
chug,
15.
chug,
14.
chug, chug, chug.
13. 16.
For everyone that you failed, do a D10 of damage.
Oh my God.
Psychic or poison?
Poison
Poison.
for the
nice.
moment.
Oh my God, no.
What does the
The
magic
boss!
crystal bug dirt do to him?
16 damage.
You don't know.
Oh no.
Yeah, you just.
I mean, we've never had it infused in water before.
Fair enough. We've never boiled down poison.
With a rancid egg.
So yeah,
Yeah, dirt.
it's simply the you actually make an intelligence check.
I think you failed yours just now.
Oh my God.
That was my charisma. With a Q. 4.
4.
4.
That's your intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was gonna give you some answer, but
With a 4?
Bert's just reaction of being like, "Whew."
Huh?
It's a bit spicy.
It's a bit spicy after my lung melting.
God.
Yeah, you just.
You
just,
made me think that Drombeer like put some like paprika in the dirt before he gave it to you.
Put some cayenne pepper.
And that's why you're hurting.
That's why you feel pain. Or do you just feel pain because it was Drombear who gave it to you?
No, it's too easy.
Drombear make pain.
Okay, and then Bert is going to stand up. He's gonna be like, he talks to him and he says, "I'm not gonna be back for a while."
They just like nodded.
Yeah.
Well, Gigi's just like, I know. And Milo's like, oh, well, is the shop still open? I still have, like, crystals. And she, like, holds open a bag. Because she has no idea anything has happened. She literally just went into Gigi's, like, house and was like, hey, you want boiling water? And she's like, yeah! And then they've spent, like, the past many hours in here talking.
Okay.
And drinking boiling water.
Well,
Can I have a couple
we
of those
did
crystals?
things.
Well, we...
Sure. And she just hands you, roll a d10 to see how many crystals she gives you.
Yeah, he's just gonna grab, like, a handful.
Are you gonna pay
You
her?
get 2.
Are you gonna pay her?
I didn't
With
pay
what?
her.
She doesn't.
Money?
What does she want?
I didn't
Does
pay
she
her.
want money?
Yeah, she just
Do you
told
want
you she was
anything in
gonna
return?
sell them.
You want me to pay for these?
I don't. You have money?
I actually don't think Bert has money. I also don't know if because I didn't pay.
No, she's just
I know
like,
you
no, she's
didn't
not
pay.
asking, hey, do you have money? She's like, wait, you have money? Like, not expecting you to have money.
He doesn't have any.
Yeah, so
and
she's
so
like,
you're like, no.
and
No!
and she's
But I
like,
could use something else.
she's like, okay, and just gives them to you and is like, waiting for you to give her something.
Search around in his pockets for a bit.
His imaginary pockets.
He's like, this is non-existent pockets.
Metaphysical pockets.
What the fuck are your dogs doing, Ashton?
Making a seat.
What?
Well, he's gonna grab.
Yeah.
He's gonna grab a scalpel from his medic's
And
kit
stab her.
and just be like, "Here you go."
She takes it and is like, oh. And like, is looking at it.
Don't.
You think she doesn't know
It's
how
it's
you-
one of my dull scalpels.
Yeah, so she's just like,
Making sure.
like
The ones
looking
that
at
you
it.
use on people.
And then she's just like showing it to Gigi, who is now her best friend. And they're just like looking at it and are like, this is the best thing we've ever seen in our whole entire lives.
a dull scalpel.
They're like, roll a d20.
Roll for
Cool. So
scalpel.
Milo's looking at it and Gigi's like, when did you get the pale ore for this?
What now?
You know, anything metal has to be made out of pale ore. Like, that's just a thing. I mean, the king used most of it. Like, most of it's, like, very rare. I don't know why he was using that metal for. But he was using it.
Bert doesn't know metals, so he just assumes it's another type of metal. He's like, pale ore? Maybe. I just bought this off somebody else.
I found it
Came
off
with
of
the
eBay.
It came with the kit.
I bought it off of eBay.
Evil.
Eevee.
Eevee. Eevee.
Eevee.
Yeah, and so they're just, like, looking at it and are like, this is, like, the best thing ever.
Glad you like it.
Transaction
Thank you for the-
complete.
Transaction complete.
Here, give me the bombs for
Dull
the scalpel.
Bomb. Scalpel.
Give me uncooked bomb.
Unlocking your
Microwave.
inner Drombeer is just like, I'll give you a bomb for a scalpel. A bomb.
He's gonna leave and go back down the
These spirit
Cool.
crystals.
Yeah, you have 2 bombs.
There's a lot of negative.
Nice.
Well, you have
energy
2
with
crystals.
these,
You would need to hit them
crystals.
hard for them to become
I
bombs.
don't know. They seem pretty positive when Drombear killed people with them.
Okay. So now he's gonna go back down. He's like, he's gonna say to the party, "Do you think there's anywhere deeper we could go?"
Probably.
Well, the cricket's not there, but these.
Yeah, cricket.
Yeah.
Actually, we
Wait, is
don't
Brum
know.
and Silk still there, or would they have left?
Oh, Brum and Silk left. Yeah.
Yeah,
They would
so
leave. They would leave like after the possession.
yeah, Silks fell back asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
Yeah.
they want to do anything.
Yeah, unless you guys wanted to talk to Brum and Silks before they left when it's your turn.
This is
Today.
again. This is the day before the
Campaign
season
starts.
2 starts.
Yeah. Okay. So is that all you're? Are you just gonna vibe here?
Pretty much.
Wait for everyone else.
I'm just
to
gonna
finish.
put the proposition of going deeper
Somewhere
into the caves.
Yeah, because you
Okay.
have already
Into
tried
the
one
mine.
way. You have
Tried
the
one,
other
and then there are
direction,
more directions.
and then there's also places downwards. Kind of. There's.
There's a lot of places.
There's a lot of places. I don't know if you know, but this is a place.
I don't know if you know about places.
Cool. Is that all you're
Place
doing
is really
today?
good.
Cool. Yep.
What do you do for your day? Again, back to the funeral procession. What do you do at the start of it? Or at the start of the end of it? At the end of the start of it. What do you do?
You just confused the hell out of me. What the fuck?
I
When
was
the
confused
funeral-
very too.
When the funeral has just finished, and like Hall of Emotions is done being played by Brum, what are you doing?
Yeah, Brum and Silk set off. What do you go
Okay.
do?
So, Caleb would probably headbutt the wall, hoping to hurt himself.
Okay, roll
That's-
roll a d6.
I told you about it. I also told him about it.
Yeah,
Cool, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm just stupid. I literally forgot my own information
3.
yesterday.
A 3. Yeah, you do 3 bludgeoning damage to yourself.
Cool.
Do you do anything else for the next 24 hours?
He's gonna keep muttering to himself that he should have done better.
Okay, that would be a little wisdom save. What are you doing?
7.
7. You're in the doctor's office.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
But it is your. This is weird. You sit down at the. Do you leave the funeral? Do you leave Bert's room?
No.
You stay in the room.
Mhm.
Okay. So do you lay down? Do you sit? Do you stand? Do you
He sits
fly?
down.
Do you sit? Do you sit on a rock in the corner?
In the corner.
Okay. In the corner, you sit down, and you close your eyes, and like begin repeating to yourself. And yeah, you appear back in the doctor's office, but this time it's still the waiting room, but the waiting, like, all of the chairs have been moved. There's no chairs in here. The front desk is a blank wall. There doesn't seem to be any doors. There is just a chair and a bed. Which do you do?
Bed.
Bed. So you lay on the bed, and you see John Bear on the chair. And the first thing he says is, "So why'd you come in today?" And now you see where I'm going with this. I would like you to play your own character.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. So
You're not. Again, I'll just say this: you're not John Bear.
yes. I'm trying to think what.
I'll start it off. Caleb,
Yeah.
you can respond to that. So why'd you come in?
I need to think.
Doctor's office is hardly a place for
I wasn't expecting to go into the doctor's office.
Not many people are. I'll take all the time you need. But remember, there are people who are waiting for you. And the doctor's office is not the place to wait.
Ooh, that's gonna.
And he'll go back to whatever he was doing.
Well,
Staring at
they were in therapist garb.
Yeah.
So I guess they would just be staring at the clipboard, in their hands, just like sitting down, taking notes, idle notes, similar to how Drombear used to do it, but only with their primary hands instead of on the side.
Is it Spider Drumbear?
Yeah, it would have to be. That's how you. That's like
The most common, like,
yeah.
the most recent memory of him.
Roll to cry. That's what I'm gonna do.
Go ahead. Roll at disadvantage.
That's not much disadvantage. It's 16.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Cry begin.
you do cry.
And
I'm
then,
assuming because you were wanting to.
yeah. Well, that saying just brought back a lot of emotions, and it just like unleashed on him. So he's just crying himself to sleep.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, you. So the thing is, you were already quite rested after the battle, and you actually I'll roll it just a d4 for me for how long you sleep.
Roll just
D4.
okay.
The stinky one that's sharp, and I want to step on it.
Murder weapon, a D4.
1 hour.
Oh, no.
So you sleep for an hour, and you wake up. You're not in the doctor's office. You're you're still in Bert's room. Bert, you would get the ping that they're conscious again.
You got the at.
At everyone wake up.
Caleb is online.
You just get a little DM message. Hey.
So you
I
wake up in there. You see it's empty. You see there is. You notice the M rock now at the altar. Just real quick, Ricky, did you leave the funeral home?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, you're the only one in there.
That counts as a long rest, right?
Yes, you fully get
An
a long
hour
rest.
later?
An hour and then an hour.
Bert would be there.
2 short rests, I guess.
Bert,
It's a long
Bert
rest.
would be in the room.
That makes sense.
No, wait. 8 hours?
8 hours sleep.
My D&D character sleep better.
Your D&D
A long rest
character
is 8
doesn't need
hours.
any
That's a
sleep,
full
right?
sleep.
Which ones?
And a short rest
The
isn't
one
even
you mainly
necessarily
talked to me
sleeping.
about.
It's
where
just
he doesn't
taking a
sleep
time to
because
catch your
no-
breath when you
well,
eat
he
some
doesn't
food.
comprehend emotions.
I want a medium rest, but it's just like 3 to 5.
It's something that's whack
Medium
about
rest,
emotions.
aka
Oh,
school
virtual or
students.
electric?
Yeah, college students take a medium rest.
Well, then I have no idea who you're talking about because those are the only ones with complicated emotions and don't sleep.
No,
Medium
Yep.
rare.
come on.
Rarely medium.
Bert would be
All of
in the
my
room
characters
at this
sleep
point,
except
by
for
the
the 2 idiots.
It's the one where they're
Good
the
there,
one
buddy?
that's confused
Nope.
about people
Cool.
having different emotions than that.
Yep.
Oh, are you talking about Circus Boy? No, he sleeps.
Oh, he does.
Circus Boy sleeps. He just is mean to everyone.
Which circus? What are you guys talking about?
We're talking.
I
Don't
don't
worry.
remember talking to you about Lycos because Lycos
God,
is a
Mind your
dickhead.
business.
Anyways, continue with
Well,
your game.
I don't want to hit the tangent button. So what's going on? You're in the empty room with the M rock, and now I guess another short rest.
I'm trying to say Bert would be there.
Bert, you're not there yet.
You spend quite a lot of time recovering from magic dirt. And
No. I'm just saying that
The soup
this
you
is
drank?
happening while you're talking to Gigi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
they
it's an hour later.
It's an hour later. You go there and you stay for a while. You do the transaction. You figure out how much a scalpel is worth, what it's made of.
Completed.
That's a lot longer than we made it out to be. And it's a long walk.
And also, recovering from magic dirt takes a hot second.
They're not. Magic dirt has not shown effects. It
no,
was the
it's just
soup.
no, it's just like drinking it and then having to go like, oh, that didn't feel good. And
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
you got a tummy ache.
Damn.
You did get a tummy ache, so
That's
Okay,
what I was
progress
trying to
with
say.
it.
You got a
Anywho,
tummy ache and you
You're
spent,
not
like,
there
some
right
time.
now. So, where do you go?
He's probably just gonna sit there and just tell himself to do better.
Okay.
Oh, pretty this
Alrighty. So that's, I guess. So you do that for a whole 24 hours. You try and
That
sleep
is-
again.
He probably might do it, like, not intentionally,
Like just like passing out from exhaustion kind of thing. Okay.
like mental exhaustion.
All right. I will actually. You can have an exhaustion level. For trying to stay awake. Which.
I'm gifting it.
Disadvantage
Yeah.
on all checks and saves.
Yeah. Disadvantage on all checks and saves afterwards.
Until
So-
you can sleep.
Until you fully sleep. Rikeki, we're gonna come back to you. We'll get to you, Bert. We'll come back. Bert, you would actually notice the cricket. You would see them resting over there before you came in. Would that change your path, or would you still go down to try and talk to people?
I'm curious.
You would be curious.
As to why the cricket
Okay.
is.
Well, we'll get back to that. I want to make sure Rikeki has a chance to do stuff. Just wanted to let you know.
Mhm.
So, what would Rikeki do immediately after the funeral?
Go to Elderbug's house. What
Nope.
remains?
Bro, here's.
Yeah, you would actually probably hear them leaving. This is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I go to Elderbug's house, Or what's left of it, really?
Yeah, the crater where you would remember it being.
Yeah. Where it
Whose house?
was.
Other bugs.
Oh.
And... what should I do here? It's a pretty sad place. Oh, I'm gonna find any remnants of the checkers set that we were playing checkers on.
That's going to be a investigation check.
Okay. That's a nat 1.
Nice.
Hold
That was
on.
season 1.
But that becomes 10 with investigation.
With investigation?
Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, but still the nat 1. Just like with nat 20s, we gotta honor them. We gotta honor nat 1s. I will still, though, you do have a really good investigation. So the nat 1 manifests in all of these rubble piles look very similar. You remember their house, but you don't. When Drombir sucked up the rest of the village, it's kind of hard to place where you are on the street, since like most of the landmarks are gone, and you end up searching the wrong house. You believe it to be their house, but you search through the rubble, and you'd find a piece of a sign. And it's just it's like a wooden plank that was painted. You can tell pretty hastily, and it's just got D on it. Do you try and look like? Do you continue trying to look through this house? Do you look through?
I'm just gonna start moving from one rubble
House.
pile to the next rubble pile.
Okay.
On, searching through it for.
Do you try and
Stuff.
take any? Do you try like? Are you specifically only looking for the checkerboard, or do you try and collect anything else?
I mean, I'll keep like the cool stuff if I find any. If I like, kind of more interesting stuff, I'll
Okay.
keep it.
There's about let's see. There's about I'll say 6 other houses you could search that you know are houses. So I would just say roll 64, and that is your investigation for the town.
64.
So yeah, with that, all those together, and that's
Okay.
your total
That
investigation for the town.
is 8, 10, 16.
16. Do you add your
With my
bonus?
modifier?
Yeah, with your modifier.
$25.
I felt that.
Oh boy.
Okay, 25. You find a lot.
Okay.
Again, you can't really tell which house is which. God, I need to remember which house is which. You find, I would say, you find a lot of. Most of the houses you remember being empty, kind of vacant, but they were like vacant, not like open to the public vacant, more like boarded up and left vacant. So when they were moved, there was still some items left inside of some of the houses. They weren't like, oh, we moved out. It was more just like, we gotta go. Or, yeah. For various reasons, they left in a hurry.
Abandoned.
Yes. And maybe you could tell that some of the houses, again, at the time you remember, would have been boarded up out of respect more than, foreclosure or anything else like that.
I don't have that much respect, so I do not.
No.
care.
I'm just saying that they probably weren't boarded up by the people that left.
Oh.
But out of respect, they're bored of it.
Yes. So, when you come through these houses, you would find, I'd say you can find, roll a d10 for Geo.
Okay.
You can find some Geo, just around.
Let me put these d4s away. Where's a d10?
And then, I would say just a,
For Geo.
you find a singular geo. It looks.
So they didn't leave with a lot of money. I mean, they left with a lot of money. They didn't leave a lot of money behind, is what I'm trying to say.
They didn't leave a lot of money behind, but you also didn't know how much money these people had to begin with.
Yes.
But you did find one nice shiny shell. Is there... I would actually say you do end up going through, and you would find, I would say, like, you recognize it as a piece of the checkerboard, but it is not the whole checkerboard. You don't find the whole checkerboard.
Is it crispy, like burned?
It's not burnt.
Okay. I don't think this one's ours then.
It has, it's about 4.5 squares of a checkerboard. And there is, on like one of the cracked pieces on the back, it has, like, because, you maybe lend things to people in a small town like this. You want to make sure you know whose is whose, and like, oh, okay, I let you borrow this. Oh, that one has my name on it. I can have it back. It's got initials on the back. Probably because not many people played checkerboard. Not many people played the game checkerboard in this town. It has, again, you don't really read the language here. But it has, like, about 2 symbols, like, cut off. Like, you can tell from the direction it was writing, it was, like, name, you got this part. And it's just 2 symbols left. But it was a checkerboard, and it did have a name on it. Do you want that? Do you want to keep that, or do you want to keep looking for...
I don't want part of a checkerboard.
You don't want part of a checkerboard?
No.
Okay, so you toss it back to the rubble. Do you keep looking?
Yeah.
At this time, I would say it's getting late in the day, of what you assume to be the day-night cycle of this place.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking. Keep looking.
Okay. Yeah, your circadian rhythm is telling you more. It's kind of funny because it's cicadas. But it's telling you that you're a little tired. So you're gonna keep looking. You find on the next house, I would assume, you find a picture. A painted picture, not a
photograph.
Not a photograph of a family.
Adorable. I don't
is...
give a shit. Where's my friend's stuff?
Do you look at all at the picture?
I will look at it.
You will look at the picture. Okay.
It could be important for you guys.
Is that what Rikeki thinks? That'll be important, maybe important for the group?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you take a closer look at it. It's a portrait of 4 people doing the kind of Victorian, stance.
Oh, very still and...
Yeah, very still, very formal, head of household in the middle, and then, kind of spreads out, children in the front. You see it's a family of 3.
Smiles.
It's a family of 3. It seems to be one parental figure and 2 children. It's a little faded from the dust. You can't really make out species or gender or anything else. There's nothing really to gain from it other than it's 3 people in a portrait, and just from styles of portraits that it was probably a family portrait. And then on the back, it has a 4-letter insignia on the back that you can't read.
Very cool.
It was hand painted.
Oh, cool.
You take it, leave it.
Keep the weird family picture.
Keep the weird family picture. Hell yeah. It's
the family's picture.
Yeah, it's the one thing they can never replace.
Oh.
So yeah, you take this little picture. It's about it's like book sized, just like a kind of a nightstand sized picture. I'm assuming you have a bag of some sort for your rubble collecting. Do you keep looking?
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep going through the night, like not even just like moving stuff.
Yeah,
just
moving stuff. I would say you find pieces of cutlery. You find what seems to be a clock. You would infer to be a clock, but it doesn't seem to work or tell time in the same manner that you're used to.
Keep the cutlery.
Keep the cutlery. Okay.
Add cutlery.
You can
You're
add
gonna
that too.
eat your tea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I will wait
Speaking
for
of,
it
you
to
find a
congeal
chef's
into
Chef's tools.
chef's tools.
dude. It's that easy. It's that easy.
And look through a
They already went through the gambling though.
We did already get through the gambling.
This is what you did.
And
No one,
succeeded.
no one
was the
understands
cost.
this.
This was the cost.
Pangan. The cost for chef's tools was the finale.
Was
The
death
finale. Without it, we could
Death
have
of
never.
everyone.
We could have never
Two
gotten
people
kitchen utensils.
that I cared about. One person I really cared about, and the other one I was like, you know.
You know, one of them was your family.
So
he might
you
not even-
find on the mention of tea, you actually one of the last houses that you like. I'm not sure how. How would you mark off the houses that you know you've searched through? Because again, they're very similar.
I'll probably, like in the rubble, I'll just take like one of the boards or something and just like stick it
Like,
upright,
straight up?
upright, and then maybe I'll like mark it with a knife, my knife.
Okay, so just like
The
a kind of
board, so
a
it's
scratched, yeah.
So
you,
I like it's like
you
one.
would know that this is like the last house, and you are tired. Again, moving each individual piece of rubble is not hard. Like you grab it, you move it, and it's fine. But doing that over 6 houses, like 10 times per house, moving a piece of rock and moving a piece of house, a window or glass to try and find something, it is exhausting. You get to this final house, you move, same deal, you move the rubble away, you look what you can, you kind of scrounge through the finer bits of dust and rubble, you find a teacup. It's you had tea leaves, right?
Yes.
You had tea leaves.
I had some
okay.
tea leaves.
And a branch.
Did you
And a branch.
did you ever drink tea?
Lots.
Did you ever
Like with elderbug,
did you
a
ever
lot.
drink tea with elderberry? Okay.
so much.
So much? Okay.
Quite literally every single game we played.
Every single game. Okay, I wasn't. Okay, so you then you would actually give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
And a deception.
Deception?
Tears.
I'll explain it in a minute.
Explain.
They are
Investigation.
competing. Whichever one. Tell me whichever one's higher.
Investigation.
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Flat intelligence.
Flat intelligence. With intelligence with modifier?
Yeah, with modifier.
So-
With modifier. I'm just saying, like, not any specific intelligence. Versus
15 for
versus
intelligence.
versus deception.
And then deception. 17.
17. Which one was that? The higher one?
Yep, deception was the highest.
Okay. You don't recognize this cup.
Damn.
It is nice though. You can tell it was again, not many people in this town were well to do. But you can tell this one was like at least crafted. It was again hand painted. It's very chipped, very cracked. You couldn't really drink out of it without a lot of effort, but it still maintains mostly a cup form. Do you take this?
Yes, I keep that one.
Okay. That is the last house. Where do you go?
I fall asleep where I'm standing. Just
Oh.
like,
Roll
this
a
rubble
D10
looks comfortable.
roll a d6.
Yahoo!
Six.
Everyone is
Take-
sleeping in
Take 6
this
bludgeoning damage.
place except
Yay.
for
He like falls and there's a rock.
Dogs.
Yeah, you try sleeping on a pile of rubble without hurting yourself.
Sleepy peep.
What?
Sleepy,
A lot of sleepy, tired,
Sleepy
sleepy,
peepees.
sleepy, peepee peeps. You also sleep.
Pee-pee.
Not
Well,
yet.
Pee-pee.
Not yet. We have to circle back.
Oh yes, we had to circle back. So you Bert would actually come across you while you are before you fall asleep. But you're sitting down.
I'm sitting down, kind of.
Just in the spot. You recognize the spot. You were here. So you just see
Is the quick ziggurat you got with alone is like part of it, like
the whole I had it is that when the crystal fired, the rest of the ziggurat followed through and it got smashed against the wall. So it is spread out.
there's a bunch of shrapnel.
Yeah, it's shrapnel everywhere.
Pieces of the house, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
It is.
Like the entirety of the village just gets swept.
It's like, yeah, it is like a hurricane blew an entire town into a wall, but a very precise and direct hurricane. Yes.
That hurricane was targeted.
Targeted
It hated
hurricane.
these innocent
Okay,
men.
so you see the person, you walk up.
Do I see your character holding anything? Doing anything
So
You're
I'm
just sitting
sitting
down,
down, which means that I'm not holding anything. I was kind of like gearing to like try to go to sleep. Tired.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, I'm kind of sitting down. Not holding anything specifically.
Okay.
All the items that I set off my side.
You're not specifically tired, but you haven't slept or rested in a while. You did get some kind of respite at the funeral, but you haven't actually slept in a long time. But you haven't been doing like exhausting work or trying to stay awake.
Okay.
You're not exhausted, but you could be tired.
Alright, so I'm gonna like. So, why'd you come over here?
This village was destroyed by something. And
Wait, what?
And I was looking
Very serious
for
people.
corpses, so I could lay them to rest. I, despite what was his name, Elderbog? Other than him, I only found that one. I'll point over to the corpse of the flying creature, and that one I found splattered against the cliff.
Do I recognize
You recognize it.
What happened?
I look at
Okay,
it, I'm like,
I'm gonna say this.
Don't lay him to rest.
You wouldn't recognize the corpse if you didn't know where it landed. The actual amalgamation of body parts that is left, probably not the same person you knew, but you know who was shot at this cliff.
Did you
Yes.
know the body of that thing?
Yeah, you could just say that one, honestly. That was not important.
I returned to the planet.
She got like this ghostly whisper.
Where's that voice coming from? Wait a I fucking
Ignore it.
That's later. Okay. I forgot I had a thing. Okay.
Voices.
So, do I see... So I see the stuff like...
You would see the bag and all that. Everything I left in the bag.
The
But,
drum gear left in the bag?
yeah, I didn't like remove anything from the bag. I moved it temporarily, but I put it back in.
So do I recognize the bag?
You would recognize the satchel, yes.
Where'd you find that?
I found his bag just right here.
This is surprising to you.
Yeah, I'm like... Do you know the owner of the bag?
Very well. Yes.
Drum gear.
Okay.
Fuck, everybody knows this guy.
Yeah, me and him were old buds. Did you know him?
None of his previous life, anyways. He was...
He's like,
Get to that, I'll explain it.
I don't know where I am or who I am now. It's been a rough 6 days.
I imagine. It's a very hard transition. But... He's saying these weird things that you're just like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
So drum
It is
Again,
a hard
again,
transition in your life.
Neither of you know for sure that you were both teleported here.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
he knows.
You know.
I
you
have.
know.
I don't.
But you don't know that
I
he
know
knows.
he's a half-orc from...
Yes,
I
that's what I'm
I just
saying.
didn't know anything about his past life. I just knew
Yeah.
Again, you
That's what I mean.
assumed everyone knew
No.
the first time, so you just
And
still assumed.
I have a 9 intelligence.
Oh my god.
So you're not even sure you're transported here. That's what I meant. Yeah, you don't know. You know everything. You know nothing.
Okay. What was I gonna say?
How did you know him?
This is
Oh,
the best.
yes. Okay. Okay.
I knew him as a spider.
So he was a travel companion, I guess you could say.
Travel
You didn't normally travel with many people, and rarely.
Special occasions. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I
How
suppose.
did we get here?
How did you get here?
Well, I don't actually know. I was asleep.
Oh yeah, you would have gotten transported with the portal
While I was
asleep.
yeah.
And then you would have woken up and been like,
Yeah, I fell
New
asleep.
hands moment.
I went to sleep underneath a tree on this path, and I woke up underground, and I've been looking for the surface. Okay, I don't know where I am or why the hell I'm a bug.
This could be a bit of a shock, I guess, but we're in another dimension.
You know.
And
This explains a lot.
Are we like the nine hells or
no,
is
I
that-
guess you could consider it one of the It
The
is
term
quite
hell.
terrible here.
it has its own religious system.
It-
One of their
it's
gods
got
is
a-
in my head.
What is the miss? Okay. So these weird portals keep they kind of transfer all of us here. Every person, a lot of us are from the previous world, so to speak.
The kingdom, TM.
The kingdom, trademark. He doesn't know the name. Bert don't know that.
Bert,
Bert from the dark?
And so he's just like, it's kind of very different system than our world.
Yeah.
Are you religious?
Very much so. Yes.
You would
Have
notice
you
the
tried-
I'm
prayer
cool.
beads.
Yeah.
You would notice.
Have you tried talking to your god?
Every day, multiple times a day.
And nothing? Yeah. So very different gods in this world. The previous gods don't have any jurisdiction here whatsoever. They can't communicate with you. They can't, at least it doesn't seem like it. And they can't do anything. It's odd. You can't rely on your old gods.
For the first time in 6 years, I haven't felt her presence, and it's uncomfortable.
You'll find many to help you in this world, I will say. I know about at least 4 at this point.
Oh yeah, the fork.
See, you got the fork,
As soon as you say that, I'm like,
the sun.
The worm. Don't forget the worm.
that is the fork.
The sun
that
and
is
the
the
fork
fork.
and
That's
the worm
right,
are the
worm.
same.
Fork worm.
Yeah,
It's
this
a worm
is,
wearing a fork hat.
So you got the fork. Does he know about the white lady?
He
No.
No?
Not entirely.
no, Gigi mentioned that there were just others. But
Something
the only
about
ones-
a tree. That's kind of
You heard a tree,
Remember
you
the
got
tree.
fork, you got sun, and you got
Satan.
and you got bitch.
And you're like, we recently killed a red one.
So we got. Okay.
Can I try and gleam like the red mist? Like
You can very much try. This is a hard
I'm
check.
not gonna succeed.
Very
I want
much
to
No.
try.
difficult.
Yeah, this is gonna be an intelligence check.
Fuck you.
I'm gonna tell you right now. It is no, it's an investigation check,
Investigation. What a surprise!
and it is a
Wait, investigation. I'm not investigating anything.
Are you sure it wouldn't be a religion check?
Hmm.
Gods?
You're trying to
I know you're
connect
trying to
two
help
things.
him,
I think
but-
it
Well,
might
my
be an
religion actually isn't
insight
that
check.
good.
okay. That's
It's
your,
really
that's
not.
your own personal problem.
If you're- I would say it would be an
Whatever.
insight check if it's connecting two things. Like,
If it's an insight,
Well, no, insight is related to people, emotions, and
okay,
thoughts.
Yeah, then
yeah,
never mind.
then I would say that maybe
It's a specific
Probably-
version of wisdom, which is using your senses.
Okay, then probably-
Intelligence is connecting ideas and memories.
investigation would be you're taking the time to look
Physical.
through something.
It is. Yeah, it's. You're right. It's not investigation. But I think if anything, it would be, just flat intelligence then.
Flat intelligence, God.
I'll give you plus proficiency because you have someone talking to you about it.
Sick.
But this is a high
Fuck.
check.
Actually, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself,
Go ahead.
which doesn't fucking help me at fucking all. So that's a 6, a 7, and an 8. And that's a 9.
9 total.
And guidance wears off.
So
Wait, that's how guidance works, I think. Let me check. I need to make sure because I've never used this spell before.
you
I'm not
actually,
used to helping.
you actually,
Yes, yeah, that's how it works.
you actually think, well, this red. You don't know actually. That might be like the opposite of like the blood god here, because like blood is like normally red. You haven't really seen blood around here yet, so blood might be a different color, kind of like how Ares or like other gods are associated with blood or violence. Maybe this guy's like the opposite of that here because blood isn't red. So you think red guy, you think like goddess of like goddess of sleep or goddess of fertility or god of like, you know, peaceful thought or
We ain't got none of those.
that's
Death, take it or leave it.
All of them want to kill you or have you die.
Yeah, great.
So yeah,
Sounds
you
well,
don't.
that's actually that jives with me just fine.
Yeah, so you think of red man and you're like, okay, so it's probably the opposite of blood because blood's different. Blood
Yeah,
is
blood is
associated with
weird.
violence.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I've gathered, the gods so far are the sun, very light, but they still kill a lot of people. They are very hateful.
This is now meshing with that
Personal
idea that light is
experience.
bad, red is good.
Personal experience comes from that.
Personal experience? What do you mean?
Personal experience
light?
with the
Oh
light.
yeah, roll a wisdom save because
Yeah, wisdom
you're
save.
bad talking the god that can possess you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't have protection.
Okay, so he starts being like light is bad, and all
And
of a
then the
sudden-
light, yeah, his eyes
so
will turn
so you
yellow.
didn't notice before, but there are etchings on like his
I
swords.
would have noticed.
Well, but you would have been like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And they like light up with golden light and like glows.
I
And he's
will
like,
hold the-
"Are you kidding me?" Well, you in your head you just kind of feel the you like feel the radiance grab like the Xbox controller of your brain and goes, "Oh, so you're going to start bad talking me now?" And you just see Bert like straight.
You
And-
hurt a lot of people. You're not a good person.
Oh,
Yeah, Bert,
I
you
heard a
are
lot of
instantly.
people.
You are in the light room now.
Yeah, so you're arguing with the radiance. He's just like, "Oh, I hurt a lot of people."
You see a
I
person
heard
go
a lot of
blink,
people.
and their
He
eyes
made
start
them
glowing.
forget me, and like she's now very mad, and it like starts going off about like being forgotten and almost dying.
And they start talking so fast, they start talking over themselves in a way that is incomprehensible, loud, and angry.
What am I seeing?
You're just seeing him like stock still, like
Yeah, so you basically mid sentence you're just like, so there's the light one, they're light, but they're bat.
Okay, I'm going to.
And
Does
he's
the
not-
etchings mark up at the light up at the exact.
Okay, I'm going to immediately Eyes of the Grave on death.
You're gonna
that-
check?
Anything undead within 60 feet of me.
Doesn't seem like undeath.
Nothing.
Anything that causes undead.
Oh, that's just inside his brain.
Woo, that's it! And I'm going to cast. What's the spell that I want to cast? Where is it?
She's just in here arguing.
So wait, can I determine that there is a thing inside?
Yes.
Can I pinpoint the entity?
That would be I'm gonna give you a religion and investigation check.
Okay, I just want to see if they
You know
are
they're-
separate entities and if I can like know the essence of the second.
Actually, that might be, if you're looking for the essence of the two different entities, that might be an Arcana check.
Arcana. So that's a 12.
Gotta make sure the cleric knows about the religion, the gods.
And the
Soon
fact
we
that you
15.
can get
15?
possessed by one. I just
I will
love
give it
how
to
like
you.
you
You
started
will know
bad
that
mouthing her, and I was like,
Bert
oh,
is
she's
the
not
character
happy,
that you have
and
known
she went
is-
from being like terrifying to now just being like that really mean older sister sometimes, but also sometimes your mom. Who knows at this point?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but you
well then, Peyton, that's literally oldest sister.
Yeah, so this is now your oldest sister. And she's just like,
The oldest
the
sister.
oldest
Yeah.
sister, and she's just like, oh, I hurt a lot of people. He almost made me die because he made my own fucking children forget about me.
And yeah,
Does
this is...
that make Bert my uncle?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. By association. Uncle-in-law. So...
He's adopted.
He's
You would get that Bert on that check, the 15 check. You would get that Bert is not himself.
Okay.
You don't know what relation he has to the force inhabiting himself. You can probably guess by just him mentioning the god, and then a light showing up. You can get that part. I'll give you that one for free. But you don't know the relationship.
Okay, I am going to. So I can tell that Bert is no longer like
Bert.
in control.
Mhm.
Bert. Okay. Cool. Oh fuck. Okay, I'm going to grab onto Bert and
Scared to die.
I don't have to grab onto him for that now.
No, you don't know that. You don't know what that does anyways.
So I'm going to cast Enhance Ability at 2nd level, and I'm going to use Owl's Wisdom. You now have advantage on all Wisdom checks.
Let's go.
For an hour.
Yeah, so, as you're arguing, you can either get information or try to kick her out, because you're having a conversation with someone, and she kind of very rudely took over your body to have a conversation with you.
She basically pulled you out of yourself into the astral plane to give you a very angry history lesson.
But she's doing very bad at it because she refuses to give you any context or
It's
names.
also very biased.
It's also very biased. She isn't even giving you a name. She's just like, he almost killed me. He made my children forget about me. It's just like all of that.
It's just a bunch of nouns.
The Pale King! The little worm! Yes!
Oh, so we finally established that the worm is actually little.
And then you both agree on that make opposed wisdom saves.
Opposed?
And you have advantage.
Because you both agree for the
advantage.
first time you've talked to each other.
And I will also... No, I can't do that. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, what's the Radiance's
Okay.
wisdom again?
16. I got 16.
I don't know, you have the thing open.
I'm trying to find her.
Well, let me find it first. It open.
Those two are now opposed.
Let's see. That would be a 9. That's a 9.
I beat you.
Just punches the radiance out of his head.
No. You actually, that's the thing, is that because you came to a verbal agreement of the Pale King sucks, as soon as you utter those words, you get a blinding, the whiteness of the room, highlighted by the yellow of the Radiance herself, again, towering before you in this area, inverts, and your eyes get full of yellow, and you're sent back into your body with a shock.
And yeah, so I think because she hates PK so much, all that Bert says is, the Pale King sucks. And then there's a few moments of just more silence, and then shoo, it's gone. And Bert is back.
What the? What was that? I canceled the spell.
I'll explain later. For now, I'm going to continue telling you about the gods.
Don't mention the light one, because I think that bastard wants you dead. Question mark.
You don't know at this point.
He
I
shrugs.
Yeah.
What was the... You, sparkled.
I will explain later. You religious fuck.
Roll an intimidate check to make him shut up.
Clutch my holy symbol.
Wouldn't you roll that with advantage because you intimidated the shit out of him earlier?
That would
No.
be...
Oh.
What'd you get?
17.
Roll a wisdom save.
Oh, wisdom save, okay.
Please.
Same fucking roll as last time, a 5. So a 10.
17 to a 10, you shut the fuck up.
Okay. You got the fork, too. Apparently they're called the Pale King.
Stupid name.
Would I have heard
maybe they're pale. They sound like a dickhead.
If you want to try and remember, if the person that you talked to mentioned it, that would be a wisdom. To try and go back through your memories.
Memories is intelligence.
regular...
Intelligence? Alright, so that's an intelligence.
9.
You are not sure.
The Pale King just makes you think of pale beings from
You do remember pale beings, I will say. That was one of the things that she was very insistent on, the differentiation of is higher beings and pale beings. So you definitely are oh, I know maybe the classification of
because
this
pale
being.
is such a weird word to describe a being. It just kind of sticks out in your brain.
Yeah,
It's
so you know the
pale,
classification, but you have
pale.
no idea if this dude was one of the examples that she brought up.
But he's like a pale being, and they're better than higher beings. Higher beings are called gods, by the way. And pale beings are just better than higher beings. Pretty sure that the sun god is a higher being.
Who knows at this point?
And then there's this one other thing that is. It seems like their main color is red. They're not nice.
You don't have a lot of
They're rude.
Nothing in this
That's
world
all
makes
about.
sense.
And
That's
then
So I
there's
know that when we look at check like provision and like
Yeah,
mathematics
yeah.
just swirl up like
But it's just Bert's words.
and then there's a tree too.
You are at this point mentally
I don't know
comatose.
anything about the
I
tree.
am flummoxed.
I know nothing about the
Well,
tree. The tree. I
I
just
am
heard about the tree.
more confused than before I started talking to
It's just happened.
you. I don't know why.
I kind of wake up from my pile of rubble, and I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that happens.
You are
here.
nowhere near this
From 100,
situation.
like from 1,000 feet away.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
Blight.
Real quick, hot thing. Hey, you know that thing you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a thing for her, and she knows, but she's not going to talk about it. But she definitely knows. She knows you have it.
Okay.
She does know very well that you have it. She's just not
Okay.
going to bring it up. She was arguing.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna just vibe. What?
You're going to vibe.
So
What's happening? No,
Okay.
stop.
You're very-
Don't be showing me.
So now that I've explained how this weird fucking god system works,
you guys can agree on that one.
so you're asking about what the hell happened earlier? Yeah. So
About that.
okay. So when you go to sleep,
Okay.
the god of light tries to
Kill you.
Eat you.
corrupt you, so to say. It slowly eats at your brain and then makes you not think things anymore.
I know a person at the temple was like.
Kind of like a zombie. And then
So you just like undead.
Could I?
Yeah, you would
I mean-
absolutely no check needed. You connect undead.
The things that I've down those bad
the
things.
things that are glowing like
Yeah.
orangish kind of
That?
yeah.
Oh, I have a problem with this god
This thing
of yours.
I guess this thing has been infecting everywhere because we went to like that mountain, went to the Crystal Peaks. And there was a lot of them there too.
You just
Don't hit those crystals, by the way. Don't hit them.
I
You
grabbed one of the crystals on the ground.
Don't hit it.
you see this crystal, Bert? Something's wrong. with
Sleight of hand. I'm gonna swipe it.
yeah, roll that. You would also, looking off when he pointed towards the crystal peaks.
21.
If you do you still have your undead vision?
It's still on.
It's still on. It's more than 60 feet away. Roll a perception.
First, should I roll to try and keep this damn thing out of Bert's hand? You rolled a fucking
We'll
21.
get to that.
Okay, so what do I roll?
We're doing this in order. Just
Okay.
perception.
Perception? That's a 30.
30. You fucking see it. This.
Wow.
I'm gonna say the concentration of
30.
the energy, like you being able to see the crystal peaks he points at through your vision at all, is a testament to how much power is there. You are like that is a source of undead energy,
Okay.
of undeath. That is like
I'm gonna
the
go
cr-
there and make it go away.
yes. So and then he's like, crystal, nope. And then roll to that is a dex.
Dex? Oh, I'm actually decent. No,
Versus your dex too. He's effectively disarming.
oh my god, are you fucking serious? Dex? Just flat Dex?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, 19.
19 flat.
Mine.
Uh,
He swipes it. And he's like, "Where the fuck did you find
It
this?"
was next to Dromvir's bag. Can I have it back? It was one of his possessions.
it's very wrong, Bert. You notice it. You're holding crystal, and it's not.
You
moving,
had one
it's not
strapped to
screaming.
your back. You think you know crystals.
Yeah, you have come in contact with these crystals. This
Why
one's
are you
wrong.
so? I'm gonna pull out one of the other ones.
If
that
you
I
wanna
have.
make it-
Another.
You want to make a check to why it's wrong? You can, but it's it's not
I'll
correct.
pull out like one of the pink ones.
What kind of check?
Where'd you get
On the
them?
ground. You said there was a bunch of like crystals.
No, I said that all of the crystals are broken.
Oh, well, I'll pick up one of the broken ones.
Yeah. It's just I have another one.
I have another one, Bert. Why is? What color is this one?
They're all the same. They're all
Okay, what do
they're all
I roll
pink.
for?
no.
They're all
Check
pink
the
or
crystal.
gray.
They're all gray, and they're gray, semi-translucent, and cracked.
What do I roll to check?
What do you want to roll a check? What kind of thing are you looking for?
Investigation. I guess I'm.
You should hit it.
Are you looking for Are you looking for physical properties? Are you looking for magical properties?
Oh,
I am going. I'm gonna cast Bane. You have to roll a d4 and subtract it from your total.
He does not want you to know.
Investigate the crystal?
Yeah, he wants you to not know about them.
Roll a d4, please. Damn.
5.
5 for what? What skill?
Investigation.
Okay.
I'm not
It's a
sorry.
crystal.
You actually think he grabbed a rock. Yeah. He's like, what? You think you're holding this, and it's like, someone made rocks to look like crystals, and you're not fooled.
Can I have it back now?
He's like slowly puts it back.
And he's like, you're just like, why
I'll
did
put it
someone
with-
make a bunch of fake crystals and leave them over here?
I'll
That's
put 'em
fucking
over here.
Well, Drovir would have.
Yeah, maybe. Dude, you think this is Drombeer's longest con? That all the paint, like the explosion, ripped all the paint off or something. These are all fake.
Asshole.
Like the giant bomb that you had strapped to your back was fake.
It wasn't a nat 1 though.
Takes
I just think that would be funny, though.
That would be hilarious. So, okay.
I will
so
now.
you think you know the bomb is real, but you think that these are fake.
I will
You're like,
investigate.
okay.
You want to investigate?
And I will cast Bless on myself.
You fuck.
Hashtag blessed.
Okay, Joel.
Hashtag Bane.
You're investigating. Go ahead.
Oh, that's fucked. I need it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
So that's also 5 minus 1 plus 2 plus 4, or plus 2 plus 2, so plus just 1 4.
Plus 3.
That's an 8.
That isn't it.
Fuck you. Which is what you had originally.
You rolled a 5, I rolled an 8. That equalizes.
You guys are under the same understanding, but you never communicated. You think these aren't actually crystals. You think he was lying to you about them being dangerous because they look like rocks.
How the fuck is this It's a fucking rock.
No.
I'm gonna attack the rock.
You're gonna attack the rock?
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of it.
Like you're just gonna like smash it on
I'm
the
gonna
ground?
smash it on the ground.
Go ahead.
You're gonna bite.
That's just that's like an unarmed attack. You're effectively unarmed and attacking it against the ground.
Wait, so I'm slapping it?
You're slapping it at the ground, I'm assuming. If that's
So
what you're
that's
doing.
a 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 12 to hit.
You don't hit with an unarmed attack, you just punch.
So I punched.
You did. Okay, now do the. I'm pretty sure it's a strength plus a d6, I believe.
Strength plus a
I think
d6.
it's a D4.
It's a d4, I believe.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So that's a 2 plus my strength, so 5 damage.
Hey, Grim. Not Grim.
The
Brother.
Braum appears out of the crystal. It's like, what the fuck? Why you bapping my home?
Like a genie.
But he hates us.
So you take this crystal and you smash it on the ground.
Yes.
It shatters.
That's it?
It turns into.
So it-
You realize now it wasn't a rock. This was a crystal. But it is. It shatters like thin glass, and there is like a. Deep,
Wait, so another thing about my Eyes of the Grave,
yeah.
I can sense anything that is like recently
dead.
So undead, if they are just undead existences, but if something has recently died, I can sense it.
Okay.
That might change what I do.
It is. You do not get recently dead from this.
Okay.
You
So, yeah,
get.
actually, fuck it.
You would if something had recently been undeathed. Would you know?
Undeathed?
Yes, like redeath.
Yeah,
You would know that as well.
if I can see it.
If you can see it, you're looking at it.
Yep.
This crystal, there is gray dust that was like within the glass, similar to like an hourglass. That when you smash it, it's just gray, like sand inside of it.
You should snort it.
I don't think I should. Because I know what it is.
So it,
Player does, not Rick.
yeah, it is just gray dust and glass,
I'll
and
pick
you're
up-
like, that's a really weird
I'm
crystal.
gonna pick up the dust, like the sand.
This is that has some.
Does it have like a similar texture?
It has a similar texture to like professionally made sand. You would think like very uniform, very. This is not like of the earth. This isn't like you reach into a handful of sand and grab it because the silica would be like all uneven and natural. This is fine. This is the same, and it is. you can feel the leftover energy of the undeath within it. It is
Okay.
not undeath, all of it, but some of it is.
Okay, I'm gonna. So with the piece, with like some of it in my hand, I'm gonna cast decompose on it. What happens to it?
Decompose on it. It turns into smoke. It floats away.
I'm gonna.
And the power is gone. Like that undeath you sensed in the part in your hand is gone.
These I don't know what they are. It's the sand. There's powder inside of it that is. I agree. It's death. These crystals have death inside them.
To be expected. Seems a lot of them.
That's confusing to you.
The what?
Many of them seem to have trap souls inside of them.
Would I be able to tell if it's one soul or multiple, or if it even is a soul?
You are getting just energy of undeath in here that is just mush.
Okay.
Like you can't pick out any distinctable things.
Do you have a normal crystal, whatever the difference is, that I can see?
You do.
I have 2 of them. I traded a scalpel.
What are the fucking odds?
Huh. Someone should have thought of a plan regarding this.
I know.
Anyhow,
right? It's
continue.
fucking crazy.
Bert does not. He knows Drumview though.
If you want to try and
Pull one
set,
out.
you're gonna get yourself.
He's gonna pull one out. But he's not gonna hand it. He's gonna like.
How big is it?
This is relatively the same size of smaller. You can tell that this one has like the bigger crystal that you have the faded energy from. This crystal contains about the same amount of energy, more concentrated.
Oh, okay, more concentrated.
Concentrated, and you're getting like full undeath, and you can tell there are souls in there.
Big difference. Those have like
There's
a
people.
concentrated soul inside of it. They're people trapped almost. This is like a crystal trapped something that was long, or not long dead, but dead inside of it. That's trapped like living essence of what a person used to be. This is like a phantom.
This is why I never went into Magic Man.
Magic man.
So it's like
like
if
your
someone took a soul that was already gone and put it into a container.
And so he's just gonna think, okay, Drumview was not playing a big old prank.
yeah. This is. You are assuming this man knows what they're talking about. They seem to. I mean, they conducted a funeral. They decomposed a body. You saw it. They probably know stuff about people.
Stuff about people.
Especially dead ones.
Yeah.
And so do you think that they're probably right?
What's his hand for?
I will grab over to it.
Be very careful.
You
Don't
are.
drop that.
Do these ones go?
Don't
do they
drop
hurt
it.
you?
It explodes. Don't drop it.
Ah, I'm glad I have the bomb in my hands. I will.
It is.
First, just like, oh, that's nothing.
You can feel this like a heartbeat isn't the right sense. You feel too many heartbeats.
Okay.
You have too many pulses and vibrations.
Energies. How many more of these do you have? Step back, please.
Yep. Let's go ahead.
He's taking a big.
I'm
big
gonna
ol'
step
back.
away from
He's
all
gonna
the
step
belongings as
60
well.
feet back.
Yeah.
I will step away as well from the all the materials,
Mhm.
and I'm going to cast
Yeah.
decompose on the crystal.
You're gonna cast decompose on the crystal.
I just want to see what happens though. Look, souls trapped inside of it. If they fucking rot.
Okay, this is fun. So decomposes the spell.
Mhm.
Its purpose is to return what was taken from the earth back to it, and to lay said souls to rest. You have been handed a container full of very unrestful, very not returned to the earth souls, and you, as a gravekeeper, is your duty to return them. So you raise it aloft and you cast decompose. Do you put it down or do you raise it up?
I would set it on the ground, and I would kind of
Like a body.
bury it.
Like
little
bury
bit.
it and cast decompose on it?
Yeah.
Nothing happens for a solid 10 seconds. You feel a lot of rumbling. You hear highest pitched screeching you've ever had. Dealing with the dead, you know that's a soul screech. And do you move at all?
I
The ground
have
is
to
moving.
remain touching it for a minute.
You have to remain touching it for the minute.
For the spell to complete.
You will lay your hand on the patch of dirt that is above the crystal, and you feel it. You feel it, like as you push down to cast a spell, shatter underneath you, and in a split second, all of that energy goes out. Not in rays, not in an explosion, but as roots. And you feel the ground, you see it ripple up underneath you. And roll a dexterity save.
A save.
A save.
17.
17 flat?
For the flat.
You back up, thinking that you're done. And you're just like, okay, it's done. Just in time for a tree stalk to shoot up out of the ground from underneath you. Bright, fluorescent pink and white, swirled around in the stalk, shoots straight up from you, nearly knocking you over. And it sprouts. You see this, like, branches in ways that don't make sense. Like, this is not, these branches aren't, you know trees. These aren't meant to collect light. These aren't meant to give shade. These are meant to exist. And these spiral and twist and weave up into what would look like a bouquet of the top of a tree, of, like, the bough. But it is not leaves. It is all twisting vines of the same pink and white spiral of energy. And at the ends of the spirals, you see large orbs of separate souls. You can now tell that it has, these are people gone to rest. And a tree nearly 30 feet high. And a stalk wide about 5 feet away. A very tall, very thin tree to a very large bouquet of, you can tell, peaceful souls.
Bert is going to point and then yell, "Tree! Tree god!" It's this!
I don't think that's God.
No? That's
Roll-
not a god?
If you want to roll, you can try.
I'm pretty sure
Roll
those are...
religion or
Yeah, roll. I would say
I'm gonna
perception
roll a
to know what it is, and
persuasion.
roll persuasion to make it not.
No.
Yeah, go.
I have to
Do perception first to notice anything about the tree besides it existing.
9.
11.
Man, that's a pink tree. And you're like, magic tree god.
God.
Roll religion.
I rolled a total 11 for my persuasion to persuade him what it is, really.
I'll get to it.
Yeah.
So
14
14.
for the religion check.
You heard pale beings. This is pink, so you guess not.
Close enough.
This could be a minor god,
I just made a minor god spread
but
around
this
the
is
sky.
not. This is not who they were talking about.
No.
Roll also a wisdom save because they're trying to persuade you that it's not. Just let me know if you get higher than 11.
8.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's what I rolled.
I'm just more charismatic.
So they're like, actually, I think just from like planting it, I don't think it's God. And you're
I
like,
was the one that planted it?
yeah.
Probably.
And so you're like, well, like it's a cleric, but like, so it takes you a
But
while.
it's a tree.
It's really
so
hard.
Those, like,
Magic
souls, like,
tree.
fruits, are, like, just...
They're
bears.
Oh, he doesn't know the tree is a pale being, by the way. He just knows tree.
Tree.
Yeah, no. You, give me a nature check.
fine.
Nature. That's one of the things that no one ever uses.
Mm-hmm.
How can you use it?
Because it's a tree.
Yo, can I steal some water?
No.
Yo! That's a
No,
a
go to the
15.
closet.
It's
intelligence based.
Oh god, it is.
Yeah, nature's intelligent.
Oh, that makes sense.
I would know.
You look at this. There were so many trees around the monastery, and the monastery gathered I would assume a lot of fruits from trees for the food that they ate, and planted trees around the graveyard to return things back to life. You cast effectively a botanist spell to recreate the art. So this, of all of the things, nature is probably the least foreign to you when it comes to remembering things. And you look at this. Those, to think of them as fruits is the wrong word, because fruits imply seeds. Fruits imply making more, giving back. This is an end. This is a stop. There is not a cycle to this. You, if anything, put an end to a cycle. Probably a not great one to endure, but this is a final resting place, and you can gather back.
Okay, cool.
They're not to be picked; they are to be left.
Cool.
They're on devices.
So I am going to go over to all those other gray crystals.
All the other gray crystals,
all the gray ones,
like the dust ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So
there's about like 4 of them.
They're broken and fractured.
They have cracks in them. They're not like open. None of them are open, but they are fractured and they have cracks along them.
If I try to if I have them all in my hand, do they not fit like a puzzle? Or are they just all
No.
separate?
They are separate individual crystals that are cracked in their own right.
Okay.
They're not fractures of a larger creature.
Okay, cool.
Or crystal, I should say.
Then I'm going to equidistantly plant the gray, and decompose.
Decompose?
To see what happens if it's different or not.
So the first one you try, this one, there's not a screech. There's not a rumble. You see steam rise up from the ground, and those steamy whispers, like what once like floated off into the air in your hand, they wrap around. And kind of much smaller thing, much quieter, just kind of, you would assume a bush is the closest thing. But again, no leaves, no fruits, just intertwined branches. There is no orbs on this one. It is just...
Okay. Then a little closer, then, I will plant all the other ones in a cluster to make like a bigger bush.
Yes. Knowing like topiary and the like, you can imagine just like placing them kind of close to each other, and then again like the wisp would come up and wrap around into a larger kind of thing. You do see that like you putting them kind of close to each other, they seem to wrap kind of through each other. They don't make a larger thing, but they do. They kind of connect and they weave. You see there's just slight movement. It's not like moving with the breeze. It's just flowing. The closest you would know would be maybe veins.
Oh yeah, would this look anything like whispering root trees?
The tall one does.
The tall one does.
Yes.
Hey, can you roll an intelligence? Just a flat intelligence
Fucking
really quick?
stinky.
With advantage.
A 5 and a 5, so a 4.
I think that does like 5s.
This is... You've never seen this kind of tree before. It looks cool.
It's a pretty tree.
It's a
pretty
tree.
tree. And you know it's a soul tree, and and you did a good job. And you see for these things, there's no fruits that appear. There's no orbs. There's no things on the bushes. It's just there, and it's ebbing, just naturally.
Burton, you want bush? What? How well?
You just like every time you do it, you just hear Bert behind you like bush, bush, maybe.
How well did you know Jonda? How long were you traveling?
Ever since we got here, which was
It was like about 2 weeks ago, but like you guys went through some pretty intense stuff, so you would say it'd be a few months in your brain times.
You wouldn't know it's
like a lot longer than it actually was.
That's how it is traveling with Jonda.
You would
actually, that wasn't
you would know that one of your party members took extensive notes and would probably date them.
Fair enough.
You know that bag.
Jonda's bag.
Yeah. He's got notebooks in there, right?
Did he still do that?
All the time. He's like, oh, he had like a number.
He was like 8 legs, 8 arms, and he'd like write
arms.
in 2 notebooks at once. He'd write them while
He would be killing people and writing at the
same
time.
You know Drombeer, and you're like, so you think back to like what he could do with 2 arms, and you're like,
Was he like doing a thing where he was riding on one side and like stabbing a person with another?
He never stabbed anybody. He just melted people.
Oh god! Oh,
Yeah, and you are fully like back to reminiscing of Dromberry. Like
Miss those days.
That village was just the beginning, huh, Dromberry?
And Bert's like,
Dromberry has a past. Anywho,
One that I don't know.
yeah,
because
one-
I
Very
did not
much
know
so,
One
anyway.
that two of us are very familiar with.
I'm going to reach into his bag and grab the first notebook and like flip to the first date.
Dear diary, there is this portal.
Yeah, so I would know that it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
2 weeks.
we have
He
a,
started writing about 2 weeks ago.
by the way, we have
Oh, it's colored!
the latest.
Oh my
update.
god, it's colored!
Woohoo!
That's
Sorry,
pretty.
we just got some upcoming thumbnail art for this
Dope ass
episode.
art.
Woo, it's beautiful. Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of go through and see if he wrote anything about speaking with Emily. Anything about that? Did he speak about that?
He probably would have, because Emily wasn't able to write, but he would have written the experience with Grimm and saying, "Hey, the Emily person is in trouble,"
Yeah. Okay.
and then would have written about like that.
Okay.
And you're like, "Who the hell is Grimm?"
Okay. Grim. Who's Grim?
Do you want to make an intelligence check to remember who Grimm
I guess
was? You're like, I don't know.
3.
You have no clue who the hell Grimm is.
I'm like, something to do with that red mist. He was an
It's a
asshole.
red mist. Okay. Well, that's what I know.
You did miss most of the fight, and you only learned about him like the day of the fight
I'm gonna
because
kinda-
nobody told you anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep flipping through, trying to learn about what he has seen. Because, like, with the crystals, they talk about going.
You
to the
would
crystal
actually,
peaks.
because of everything, you would actually know the whole conversation with Grimm, because I would be guessing that
Yeah.
he would be betrayed. You know,
He writes it down like
yeah. So
frickin'
you
verbatim.
now understand that nobody really likes this Worm King guy. Grimm didn't like him. The Light Lady didn't like him. But he's very important to getting back for some reason.
You'd also see that any dialogue is written like a like an anime story
A
game.
visual
Yeah, virtual. Yeah,
A visual novel.
visual novel. That's the word.
With, like a
And
little
it's-
character art next to like dialogue.
Yeah, you would see like his very crudely drawn like
Yeah.
depictions of everyone, and then what they would say, and then like
Little
da. Grimm sultrily replied, like he just like wrote
Yeah,
all of that out.
He wrote fanfic.
There's like the whole like if you ever
He wrote
when
tone
you get
indicators.
to the, yeah.
Angrily.
You read about like him slapping Jesus out of Bert. But
Did Drummer slap Jesus out of you?
That's what he called it.
I don't know who he was talking
getting-
about.
That's funny.
yeah,
He's
what
funny.
else?
Slapped?
So
I assume it had something to do with
Uh,
the infection stuff.
yeah, a few other like really important things would be like the bomb. The bomb was like he was very proud of it and has like a detailed diagram of how bad this was.
There's like
Oh,
there's
wow.
like straight up like kid's notebook kind of illustration of the
There's
bomb and it
also
then blowing
Bert-
up and then people dying.
Bert
Specifically
is
the
in-
team.
And each one Bert is holding the bomb.
What have you chauffeur the bomb around? The giant.
There's like pictures of
giant
John
green
Bear
bomb?
writing on the crystal on top of
Fucking
Bert, even though that never happened.
Yeah,
Fucking
lots of melting.
Try to get rid
You
of it.
read about the Nightmare Nail. Like he actually has like he probably would have a different section of everything he noted.
No, that.
Including like especially at the end where it seemed to come alive, and then it would stop when he went inside the crystal because he like had to use all.
You would
of his-
actually
Inside.
you
So
would
yeah.
find a very
when he did the created the homunculus servant and Grimm appeared like. When he created that homunculus servant, that became
Because he planned all of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
he would have written the plan down to like create the serpent and fight Grimm and win, and even at the cost of his own life and like all of that. He had no idea about like Ziggurat or like
No.
flying, shooting Sly or
Did-
double mage hand.
Okay.
None of that was. in his plans.
Was there a giant, and I quote, big fucking mech suits Yeah? When? I look over towards the...
I think this roll of right
He's
now
gonna
an
he's gonna
intelligence
like
check.
point. He's just gonna like
With advantage.
indicate towards the cliffside.
God damn it, what the fuck, dude?
Okay.
Okay. That's
Yeah, he's just indicating towards the cliffside. He's like,
There were no one-legged creatures!
You hear him straight up say, there were no one-legged lamp-eating, fire-breathing creatures.
I'm like grabbing my
And
head
he's
like,
just like fetal position.
she's hard coping right now. What the actual hell are you fucking talking about? The craters!
those were the men.
It all makes sense now!
Yeah, you see on like the the design specifications for like the mech, like the legs were like planned to be like the diameter of the holes, and you're like you rush over to one and you're like, no, it can't be.
There was no lamps! There was no legs!
And then now you are going over. Would you follow him over to the craters for his existential crisis?
I'm like, whoa,
He's jumping!
You would, Rikeki?
Rikeki?
Oscar's dead.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus, fuck.
Rikeki.
I was not
Took
asleep
his
that
character
whole time.
playing a little too seriously. You actually wake up to the sounds of screaming. There was no monsters.
They were all in my head!
Well, there was one. His name was Drombeard, and he's dead.
So yeah, you would wake up in the crater to the sound of the. You think you remember like the funeral person, but they were. This is so raspy. You're like, what is going on? And then you just hear a very beleaguered Bert running after, like, no, hey, where are you?
What the hell are you doing? I'm going to, as I get to the lobby, like, what the fuck? I'm like, did you, after the mech was walking around doing, I'm sure, horrible things to people, as a
Cancer.
by this.
Cancer.
Splat.
Yes.
That was the
Drombear crushed the man?
shot of the cannon.
He shot, he didn't shoot the man with the cannon.
Out of the cannon.
He used the man as ammo?
It was a cannon-sized man. To be honest.
That poor creature.
He was an asshole.
Oh.
More of a man-sized cannon.
3D fuck.
That's what you get waking up from. You see the wasp from earlier
imagine the crater that
climbing
working
out of
is.
the crater of a you assume a house, and you like it's more of a man-sized cannon to be exact.
Why? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Did you see Drombear during the fight, like at all?
There was the crystal.
The birds just be like,
Did I?
No. Okay.
he was gone.
You saw the hologram.
accidentally-
You did see the hologram.
He summoned something, told me to run. I ran. Something happened. I came back, and there was no drone.
Oh no, you would have
just the
seen
mech.
silks like fling themselves, which was the thing he summoned. Also, like you did see the holograms.
I saw there were holograms, but I never saw him.
Yeah, you came back to Giant Spider and nodding to Drombeer.
So, Drombear was in the thing.
Can I make some sort of check to see? If I
Yeah, that would be you know, just investigation.
Investigation.
Oh, that was a lot.
Investigation. 24.
You never saw him. You think Dromir was very
Yeah.
committed
So that's probably going to be
to
after this
You probably
conversation.
his to his works, and the plan of firing you out without your consent, you assume was premeditated, like to shoot you out of his butt towards the well. That part was probably
That'd be probably in the notebook too.
yeah, that would probably be in the notebook to save you guys. And if you now have the diagram of the spider mech, you would see like a little part in the center that just says me, and you just see him in the center of it. It's a very crude drawing, because it was fast. You can see like the pencil marks are very light and very hurried, but you can see it's just like a little egg and then a little arrow line that says me right there. Or probably it would probably say like Drombeard the me.
So Bert, I guess, would he piece together?
He would piece together that he
Bert
died with the mech. That
he
was
died
it.
with the mech.
I don't
What
think
about
he
looking at
planned
the
on
diagram?
surviving.
Again, he did not expect to become a smoothie. He expected to drive the mech and then blow up in the crystal.
Okay.
And you saw the crystal blow up.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably you didn't know that
I would
that
probably
was
come to that same conclusion.
yeah.
from the
You would
diagrams.
you guys would assume that he was planning on going down with the ship. You didn't know that that was his only option at that time.
So, if that crater that we were at, I presume that's where he landed.
Again, the crater. I say crater. There was a crater. This might have been misconstrued. That's all my problem. There was a crater for Sly's impact into the wall, where he was just kind of there, and then he fell because decomposition.
Yeah.
There was not a crater for Drombeer's explosion. There was
it was spirit. Yeah.
It was spirit damage. You just saw that there was a layer of rock taken off in a very perfect, you assume, sphere from the corner, and there was rubble around. There was not it wasn't like throwing a town at the wall.
Yeah.
It was like there was a town in the way of an explosion closer to.
Okay. So.
But still, it's just, not a crater.
He landed over there.
He, based on this diagram, he was presumably inside of the crystal. The crystal was the power source of this mech. He shot this crystal at what we were fighting, and it blew up.
So, if that's the case, where's the body? I've seen some pretty mangled corpses.
If you wanna make a check on where the body would be, but I'm gonna say with no check, you assume big explosion.
And I would know that even through explosions,
there would be
pieces, and we don't have that.
You would also have the uncertainty of
where
you've never dealt with a spirit explosion before.
Yeah, Bert's just gonna be like, bombs are strong, man.
Yeah, bombs
they
are
do
strong.
Bad things.
These bombs could be different.
It's possible that it just destroys body matter.
Yeah, it could straight up be like,
just
totally
turn people into ash.
Yeah. Okay. You're not sure.
Okay.
You'd have to study that more, and that's not exactly the thing you're into doing.
No. I don't know. I'm gonna try to read up on crystals.
So
in his books,
there would be a little.
Oh yeah, you would have had there's like this whole thing where it's like, talking about the voices, and then also talking about I keep forgetting his sister's name. Emily. About hearing Emily's voice, but there's no transcriptions of the voices. Which is
that
weird.
is the odd.
Because remember, you were writing down every single word. Drummer's writing down every single word in a separate notebook. But so like this one's just like, by the way, this makes you hear the voices of everyone you've ever killed, and also sometimes the people that are very close to you, who you might have also killed.
Yeah, you just hear a description of there are voices definitely related to these crystals, and you now conflate that with the experience of planting the one and hearing the shriek.
Okay.
You would connect that. Just no check needed.
Where is my spell?
I'll let you guys wander.
1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm going to cast Speak with Dead.
Where? On what?
On the gray crystal. I think this is the only thing in that area where Dromber landed, so I'm maybe hoping that a piece of him.
Are you going to talk to one of the... you planted all of them, so do you want to talk to...
Yeah, I'll talk to the bush.
Do you try and talk to one in particular?
The entire bush.
The bush. Okay. So, what's the range on that? Communing with Dead? speak with them, whatever.
trying to eat a jelly bean, boy?
It was on the floor.
It just says that it's like what the corpse is. What's left of the corpse.
So you just have to touch the corpse?
Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to... I think that's like specifically a corpse.
5 questions. Well, what's the range of the spell?
Touch.
Touch. Okay. So there's no corpse. So you go to touch the wispy, smoke-veined branches of this bush.
It has to have a mouth. The corpse has to have a mouth for the spell to work, and I would know that before trying to cast it.
You would know that before trying to cast it.
Speak with the dead is not going to work.
That makes sense.
That's fair enough.
It's not like a commune with spirits. thing.
Yeah.
It's specifically a
I'm
make,
pretty sure I have one of those
make a
too,
corpse
though.
talk.
Let me check my spells real quick.
If you wanted to do like a super high arcana check to try and make the
Yeah, could Bert ask the Reagan's a question?
Too. Sure.
What-
Be like, so are you one of those necromancers?
I'm not a necromancer.
No?
No, I'm the opposite of a necromancer.
Oh.
I seek to end death, put them to rest. And those who are to disturb the death, or the peaceful sleep of the dead, are those who I must end.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, I'm not a necromancer.
very specifically very anti-necromancer.
He's just a bit.
Um,
I wanted to revive Sly as an undead.
I could actually do something like that. Or I could animate him. I could make him alive for a minute. Wait, how long can I do this? Hold up, let me move in here. Animate
Sly
dead.
is damn strong.
Spell creates an undead servant. I could turn him into a servant of mine. It's weird because like brave clerics are against all forms of undeath, and yet they are given so many spells that just create zombies. It's a little weird.
It's not undeath if I do it.
Yeah, it's not bad if my god allows
Well, that's
me
because
to.
you're a cleric. You have inbuilt hypocrisy.
Exactly how it is.
It comes with the thing for free.
Okay, then I'm going to simply go up to the nothing.
You roll to the nothing?
Yay! I'm going to. Damn, it really do be like that. Huh?
I'm hilarious.
Alright.
I'm gonna just.
This day has
Hold
been
on.
going
Try-
on for a long time.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Bert is a tired
Yeah,
little
I
boy.
need to cut it out.
I'm gonna say
He's
that you
gonna go
both-
back down the
both
well.
head back to the cave.
That's
Yeah.
we were just about to do that.
Cool. Head back to the cave in.
Also,
Rikiki, do you follow them back to the cave? Because
You
you're
know-
awake now.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out the poster of Drombear, and I'm like, so Drombear.
yeah.
Oh,
that
that's
was
what
the
he
first
looked
time I
like
saw it in my
before.
cave.
Yeah, this is what he looked like. I'm
Yeah.
gonna crumple
Okay,
a piece of paper and like
I mean, I
toss it, and I'm gonna pull out the other piece of paper and be like, do you recognize this person?
Who is it?
Caleb.
Oh yeah, you would recognize because of the room.
Oh, wait, like I can't.
It's what
wait,
Caleb
no.
originally
So, like,
looks like.
that's the moth, Caleb.
Is that his? Is that a? I'm sorry. Is that a headshot for his cornflake company?
Yes.
You're like,
No,
okay.
it's a missing poster.
So you're like, hey, that kind of looks like the dude that was outside.
You're like, you like take the picture and draw like a captain's hat on the top.
I roll the scroll back up and put it in my pouch.
Yeah.
So Caleb's still alive.
Yes, that moth that you saw during the.
Okay. Okay.
Starts running down.
I
Apparently
need
they're
to.
pretty impressive. Who exactly were they?
I haven't spoken to them in about 8 years, so I'm gonna go say hi. I'm gonna wait. I need to do some. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I head down
Yeah.
into the. Where is your room?
Oh,
That way.
It points that way.
He he points like as the crow flies, but like directly into the ground. Like, oh, there it is.
No.
Start digging.
If the crow could fly into the ground.
As the worm digs.
No clips. Yeah.
Okay, so I start heading that way.
As we're walking out, we're like, oh, I forgot to mention one thing. Apparently, there's a worm of sorts on the loose.
You mentioned
it's-
the
it
fork
might-
worm.
Well, no, I mentioned
Yes, so be careful
well, no,
while you're
he
underground.
mentioned the fork. But
The
he never
fork,
mentioned
yeah.
the worm.
There's a worm too?
Just, so the worm birthed the fork.
Your very limited knowledge of how birthing works is very confused right now.
Man,
Kind of
is
pointy.
that how we get forks?
The worm was.
Wait, how much
eaten,
would
though.
you know
Or
about
ate,
mythological
the worm did get
creatures?
eaten, though.
No.
The worm. I should
Intelligence of
say,
9.
though, the worm did get eaten. I'm not sure if they have a lover of sorts that also, you know.
The one who made the fork, baby. You know,
I wanna
it takes
find the
two.
fork.
Yeah, Rikeki is like flying along
Yeah, you
with
kind
you
of
guys.
have gathered that the fork is the one that will get you out.
I don't know where the fork is.
Or the worm.
It takes
The,
two
one of the
to
worms is eaten, but the other one is.
do stuff. Usually,
This makes me depressed. Let's move on.
it makes
Okay.
everyone depressed.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay,
say
did
all
you
three
also-
of you.
Yeah, all three.
Yeah,
of
I'm
you
like
did.
following them.
Yeah, they woke you up from
very
your-
I'm
annoying.
like jumping onto the wall and just like down the hall.
I'm gonna say you do that thing like when you're riding a bike next to someone that's walking, and so you're faster than them. So you're like boop 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 boop, but then you like
Wait, kind of bounce back.
and like as like
I'm just gaining speed pinball.
yeah. The thing is you're mostly waiting on Rikeki because Bert has Mantis jump
Yeah.
and like you don't need to roll, but you're hopping along. It's a bit slower and it takes longer to charge.
I'm literally afraid of flying. Just
Yeah, Rikeki is solemnly like just walking at a normal pace.
Even though you have wings.
like
I'm
pretty.
This is very
I'm
confusing.
just gonna leave the thing that's walking.
Yeah, so yeah, you're kind of like you
I'm
have to
excited.
wait for Bert like
Still
every
a little
one jump. So like Bert will jump
tired.
and then you get like 2 jumps and then Bert will jump and like so it's like a little off.
We're
But
playing leapfrog, but
Rikeki,
he never frogs me.
yeah, Rikeki is just a little.
It's not too far, is it?
It's not, but like
No.
it's for just this time. Like Rikeki, you guys get there, like you're there now, and then it's Rikeki's there in like a minute.
Okay, so something like I kind of jump through the room, and I imagine I probably like through excitement, I jump into the room and forget. Oh shit, I have to land, and so I land with my teeth.
You
Would
you want to
are
do that?
you
intentionally?
awake?
I probably
see
just like
this?
face like I
Yeah.
trip and
Roll a
like, face
d6 for
plant.
damage.
So you see the
Face
cricket
damage.
just die.
One. Yeah, let's go.
Just
Yeah, I'm gonna say you you eat dirt for a little bit, and then you then catch one of the rocks that was the seats and flip over, and
And
then
I'm like
land.
sitting in it.
Yeah, you're sitting.
It's right there.
And then Bert was like right behind you.
I will jump up and like jump like vertically into the sea.
through this.
Just right back up the dirt mouth.
We talked about this before.
New hole.
I'm going to kind of you know get up and be like, Caleb.
You see make a perception check.
Like they're just chilling on the floor. No. Perception? Yes. I mean that's an 18.
Okay, you look around, and you just see like what you thought was like one of like part of the cave, is just like you haven't been gone that long.
No.
But like there's a part of like the wall like kind of shifts, and like you see the wings unflap as they were kind of curled up and around it. You see their eyes are normally yellow.
Mhm.
They are orange now. They are like as bloodshot as a solid color moth
Okay.
eye could be.
Okay.
And their fur is wet around their neck. And you see they shake off the dust that apparently just the ambient dust in here just acclimated so much onto them because of their fur. And so they shake that off, and
Okay.
you're now here.
I will immediately jump over to Caleb, lift them up, cast Call Emotions, and I will
Thanks, Dad number 2.
kind of spin them around like a father
Like-
does to their child.
Wait, okay.
But the child is the same size as me.
So
Slightly
like an
smaller.
adult, like an adult child.
Yes.
So you
Second
grab them.
father.
How much do you weigh?
Well, constantly flying.
Yes,
Yes.
but you don't usually fly when you're eating health.
Less, from what I know from accidentally killing moths, pretty hollow inside.
They're very hollow.
I can test that.
No, you're not trying
I
to.
wouldn't do that.
If I was Drumbear, yes.
If you were Drumbear,
Drumbear
yes,
did
you're right.
test that. That's in the
Many
notebook.
times.
That's how you know you can pick them up. So you're like, oh yeah, you're late. No strength check needed.
Oh,
And
thank
you
you.
twirl them around, and again, they are covered in dust, and they're still a little singed. I
will cast Calm Emotions as well.
Yeah, calm emotions, no
Because
problem.
I know what's going on.
You are
right
no
now.
longer hostile towards the person that picks you up.
You are indifferent to me.
I'm
You're basically
perception check, or no, not. Can I recognize like the action? Because it's like a familiar action that he's doing.
Do you want to make a charisma saving throw to
that would be
resist my claw making effect?
no. That
No,
would be
that's
intelligence.
That'd be it would be intelligence
Okay.
for members.
Murmurs.
But there should be a memory.
We
stat.
haven't. There's really
We should
be.
invent.
I think we should just
Oh, dirty 20.
we should call
That's
intelligence
great.
memory.
Yeah.
From 8 years we haven't spoken.
Well, I mean, there's history. That's
Yeah,
kind of
history
like
is
memory,
of-
but
Yeah, histories of like countries and borders, and,
That's
Personal
of
history.
Yeah, history of shit.
a personal history, though. There's
which
no
is a
stat
memory.
for.
Yeah.
The moth
should be a
effectively
memory.
starts crying again and just like
But of
tries
happiness?
hugging.
That had a okay. And I will also hug the creature.
So you do the pick up, lift around, spin around, and hug deal.
Yes.
And you are now standing next to each other hugging.
Yeah, I'm also vertical. I'm not like punched.
You like jacked up your legs.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. There's like 2 little hinges on my knees, like one's taller than the other.
Okay.
Okay. Caleb. Why are you a fucking moth?
I don't know.
You both saw. Just, I
I missed
I thought you were dead.
I thought you were dead.
Drumfair is where's Drum? He's gone.
Wait.
I know he's
He
here.
senses the feeling. He's like,
I don't know where Dromir is.
No, make a wisdom
Was.
check to not walk
You guys
in.
don't know he's dead.
oh, it's someone's crying.
Spares the time.
Nope, 21.
21. You're like, okay.
Should Rikiki
I should.
make the same check?
Rikaki's not even here yet. You can actually catch Rikaki and let them know.
You're
In a
like
moment.
doing like yoga as you're doing this.
Like I'm walking down the
they
hall, and
I'm gonna
like,
say subconsciously you like start like sometimes like you stretch your arms, your back, you go to stretch your legs, and like to keep yourself balanced, your wings start fluttering to keep you hovering for a second, so you can like stretch your leg while you walk, and like again like so like as their like bodies moving forward, they like stretch one leg and then pick up the other leg and stretch that one again, just constantly moving forward at the same rate as if they were walking.
You start doing like physical warm-up activities.
You start doing jumping jacks, you're still moving.
Yeah,
at the same pace.
they're doing jumping jacks, but like their
Starts
feet
doing
are
push-ups.
I pull 2 random weights out of nowhere and just start curling
Get
them.
those cardio in.
But with like all limbs.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So yeah, you get caught by
Shake
Bert,
weights.
and Bert is just like, bro.
Okay, so
Like, mid-com. What?
We have a moment.
Oh,
Just wait a minute.
okay.
Go listen.
Just
Loud
it's
clang.
been 8 years.
It disappeared.
What happened?
A lot of things.
That's fair. That's to be expected. Is the king still like I don't know breathing?
Unfortunately.
Great. Okay. Well,
I could fix that if I
If
was.
You
we
like
were
peek and then just go,
dead.
I could fix that.
I could fix that if I was supposed to do anything. Do you have a liquor
Blight.
cabinet in here yet?
Fuck no.
Yeah, you turn back.
God
to being like,
damn
"What's up,
it."
Just
liquor?"
imagine when
You think that's
he
available?
looks at Reich and it's just the charge of.
You got a liquor cabinet in here yet?
Yeah,
We could make tea.
I just leave.
you are upset for the first time in your life about only being able to drink tea.
I think I have a wine satchel.
Oh, thank you.
The clarity.
Just the wine.
Have you checked the wine satchel since you got here?
No. I will.
Okay.
I
You
should
want to pull it
probably-
up?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Do you want to investigate it or give it to him?
Smell
Smells fermented.
it. I don't think it's good anymore.
Well, that's
No, why
what
it's
that's what
fermented?
makes
I know,
it. The
but-
fermentation is the process.
Or is it fermented as
You
in
start
like bad?
explaining
Or
how
make it
fermented
jagged.
alcohol is made.
Yes.
Well,
I want to know.
My God.
I thought he was saying it's like fermented as in it's gone even more.
No, wine will go flat.
Okay, fair enough.
Nice.
That's a 5.
That's a fucking investigation check, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's a 5. That's a 5. Yeah, that's a 5.
So you're like, Oh yeah, fermentation.
Yeah, and I'll hand it to you.
Thank God.
Don't drink it all at once, because I still need that for communion. As like he's chugging.
Oh my God, this is communion wine?
Yes.
That's
That's why I have it.
you got the crackers too?
I do. I got the
You have a
biscuits.
little wafer
I
dispenser.
got little biscuits. Yeah. Like a little
That's
can.
amazing. I
Because they have
thank
to be
God.
handmade.
And then I take a swig.
Take a swig.
Yes.
Roll a Constitution save.
I figured that would happen.
In it. All the
I
time.
spit in the U.
I forgot how to count. Also,
Me
let's see,
too.
this is cocked. No, it's not.
It's 14.
16 with modifier.
16 with modifier. You're luckily a lot of your bug organs actually acclimate to this proof of wine pretty well. You haven't drank alcohol in this before, so you're very lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I'm lucky.
So yeah, you drink this and you just like, whoa! God, communion's gotten a lot more exciting in the past few years.
I should go back to
Take my
church.
wine.
I should go.
Satisfy
I
my
should
wine
get
pack.
like again immediately.
Can I try and steal it from him?
Okay. We're
Are you
getting to
gonna
that.
try and
I'm
steal
saying
from
that
a
you're
man of
gonna.
God?
You are.
Yes!
You are immediately inebriated a lot harder than you would have been, because again, you don't. This is good. You are not dead or poisoned. You are just very intoxicated very quickly because of.
Okay, I'll just have to water it down next time.
Okay. So, but if you drank it, you are inebriated. Do you want to still try and steal it?
Yes.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage.
And I'll.
Sleight of
You
hand,
want to use my
or-
passive wisdom?
Passive. Yeah, let's go passive wisdom of 21, right?
21.
Sleight of hand.
At disadvantage.
Okay.
You reach for the bottle. He pulls it back. You face plant. You are
Okay.
unconscious.
I just love how this is like a touching moment that Vicky because it was like I could kill the
I can
king.
kill the king. Hey, is that wine?
That's so ridiculous.
You are the wine ant of the group.
Bert just walks
Skip
in
the
like,
stage and just went immediately to blackout.
yeah, this boy is fun.
Dude, comedian's gonna think.
I'm gonna take a very, very small sip.
You want to take a small sip?
Because I haven't drank any
Okay,
Canadian
this is a
wine.
Constitution check.
Check.
Bert walks in, but he's gonna walk. He's like, God fucking damn it!
Again.
The fifth.
Why do you keep following?
The 15. That's a 16.
You're like at least there's something.
Yeah, you
Still
you
goes
just
this time.
you realize this is your wine, so you notice it even more. This hits you a lot harder than it did before. Like this feels like you just threw back a glass of wine.
Okay.
You just took a sip, and you're like, you're just immediately like, wow, wine.
I will put the stopper back in,
Mhm.
and I will put it away.
Holster it, yeah. This is a weapon.
This is a fucking. I'm gonna coat my weapons and then just
Spins a
bonk,
wine.
and there's like, "Ah!"
Spins a wine bottle and puts it in. Like a.
I mean, Stronger did that with a healing potion.
I weaponized
I
the
did that.
healing. Weaponized the
You
healing
just
spell.
you poison like normal drinks with wine. You're like,
Okay. Anyways, you were in a wholesome.
yeah, you
conversation.
guys were like enjoying each other's
Is that
company or something.
normal? I'll point to Rikiki. Is this thing normal?
You are also, by the way, still very exhausted. You are.
That one tastes like lettuce.
What?
What?
There,
Can
you hear just random
So
muttering.
seeing Rikiki kind of fall over and just have drinking a wine, and I know how strong that shit is, and they took a bigger drink than me. I'm gonna turn them over so they're on their back.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna
Side.
do a health check.
You're gonna do a health check.
I'm gonna see how they're doing.
An unaided.
I mean, health.
That's just a
I'm
medicine.
still
Can I
Roll
chime
medicine.
in?
Just
I'm a
medicine.
dog.
I would probably tell him that healing spells don't work on Rikiki.
I'm not doing a healing spell.
Yeah, they're just doing an on.
Do you still say that
medicine
anyways?
check.
Just like, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, healing
13.
spells don't work very well.
13 from
13?
Healing spells don't work in this universe.
Well, no, they have. It's just
Not
the
on-
one, the
not
one
Incorrectly.
incorrectly.
Not on him. Not on her.
Oh yeah, you would have read about the spare the dying things.
You now know that it's a very deadly spell and can hurt people.
It can.
And is actually a form. You knew it was a form of necromancy before,
Yes.
but now it is even more so.
It got worse.
It got worse. Like you were again, you used it like, oh, this person shouldn't have died, or oh, I'm using it to heal someone or to save them from pain. Like again, it was a necessary evil for of the necromancy spells.
Yeah.
Now it is like.
Okay, so another
but
thing,
yeah, the 13.
I thought I should let you know this. I have a little thing, because I'm a grave cleric, called Circle of Mortality. My Spare the Dying spell is not a touch range. It has 30 feet. I can long range spare you.
Okay, now you realize you have a gun.
I have a gun of cardiac arrest.
Gun of coma.
Yeah, so either can completely heal someone from undeath, or it can just death.
Either it works like intended, or doesn't work as intended.
You are.
I mean, it still
no
has the same
longer-
effect either way. No
So
longer undead.
he knows it works on raids and like the infection.
I'm no longer what?
Yeah.
You're no longer
He has a gun.
You no longer have the chance of puking and drowning in your sleep.
Because I made sure you didn't.
He has
Cool.
a gun.
Anyways, any last comments?
You have a gun.
He has a gun against me.
Winding down. Do you guys have any more things we'd like to say to each other?
Not lots.
No,
but,
I'm passed out again.
Oh, yeah,
Again! Oh my god.
3 times this.
Caleb, do you know anything?
You should stop interacting with substances.
Get away from me.
Never.
Yeah, roll a d20 to learn your lesson.
Caleb, do you know anything about this play that doesn't learn his lesson?
Who knew?
I was just
I
gonna
do
say you
know.
since it's like the reunion, you probably ask about the old friend. That
I don't know if I bring that up right now, maybe later, but I'm
it'd probably be in mind.
yeah.
Are you doing anything? I remember you said you had the plan to ask people to go deeper into the caves.
Oh yeah, are you gonna?
Oh
ask
yeah,
that
I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna be like, so. From what I've gathered, we seem to need to find this Pale King.
This Pear King.
So far,
King of the
we have
Pears.
not found many clues to him being here. So I propose you join us and we go deeper into the caves.
You just like you hear this this little kind of casual monologue, and you just get back to the prayer. Yeah.
I think I should join you. Whatever it is we're doing here. I do not know if we'll find answers necessarily deeper down, but well, we'll find something, that's for sure. Whether it's what we want or not is up for debate.
Gary, do you have any input on this?
He's more focused on that Riken is here and Riken exists and he's back and he's just like protect.
Do you
just like hug protect?
So do you think Caleb is like reinvigorated?
A little bit, yeah.
Like a little feeling at least better?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like that calm emotions put you at an indifferent level, and then finding Riken at
the
raise
same
you
time,
up.
just like
you definitely feel better than you have in a while.
Mhm.
Like in a while. If you were here to give your thoughts and opinions, what do you think they would be?
I need water.
And that's where we're gonna end it for this
I woke
episode.
up like I wasn't out that long. I just like woke up and like.
Patient needs rest.
Nest without time. Thank you so much for joining
There's
us
too many
for the
doctors.
start of a new adventure, deeper-ish into the catacombs with a less homicidal companion.
That's to be debated.
Let's see.
that's debatable.
We'll see.
I mean, maybe just the amount of homicide spread out evenly amongst you. Who knows?
Okay.
No, because
Okay, well, we'll see you all
yeah.
in the next
think
episode.
John
Don't
Barrow's
forget to
mostly-
subscribe. I hate you.
Yeah, you should subscribe and comment and.
otherwise, Stromber will break into your house and steal your kidneys.
Goodbye.